Alrighty. Well, welcome back to day 3 of the NFL draft. We barely made it out of a live of day 2, but a lot of good players still left available, Nick. There's no denying that. They're showing it on the screen right here. Kevin Austin, I really like a lot. Zion McCollum, your guy, he's still on the board. Marquise Bell is also around. I know you really like him. There's some good talented players. In round 4, I'm a believer that you can still find some quality players in round 4.
Yes, I think you can find starters round 4, and I even think round 5 is, I think, where you start seeing valuable picks. You don't really see picks getting traded very often early day 3 and up. You have to have valuable players in exchange for that. And you see a lot of these players get traded for 6th and 7th rounders because teams don't value those picks as much. I think teams look at 5th round picks as pretty valuable. I don't know that you expect starters, but you hope for contributors in that round, right? Because people fall that you like always. There's, we're looking at our boards, and there are guys we have in the top 100 who are still available. If we're GMing teams, there's guys we really like at these spots. You mentioned some guys, Khalil Shakir. I'm kind of shocked still on the board here. A guy that I was very high on, Kellen Deesh. We talked about some guys last night. Arian Kennard are 2 offensive linemen. But then you have productive players like McCullum and Enagbar and even Isaiah Likely, who might go lower based on things we heard. Perrion Winfrey had an amazing Senior Bowl. Usually that's a guy you expect to go off in the 4th round. There's going to be a lot of Senior Bowl guys that go early day 3 here.
Yeah. I expect Perrion Winfrey. He's number 1 currently on Milkap's big board. I expect him to go relatively soon. Along with another guy who I'm stunned he's here, and that's Sam Howell. I understand the NFL is much lower in this quarterback class. Has 3 quarterbacks win in round 3. Desmond Ridder went to the Falcons. Matt Corral went to the Panthers, and Malik Willis went to the Titans, which I don't know if you heard. They did not inform Ryan Tannehill about that, so it's going to be interesting. There might be a bit of a toxic relationship now, but I honestly don't hate the pick. You got to swing for the fence, and I think that can definitely brighten their future.
And but look, you kind of have the Justin Fields early in the year last year thing where you can bring him in for sub packages and run the ball at least at the start here. Tannehill's contract's not going forever either. It's not completely out of the realm that they just, they might just keep him around and then he's done. They don't pay him again. They move on.
I'm taking a look at his contract right now. I'm just going to take a look to see what it's looking like as of right now. He's entering year 3, and they have a potential outing with him after this season.
Mm-hmm.
So don't know if it's possible, but they could. And also, he's a UDFA after 2024. He's a UDFA after 2024. So there is a possibility that he could possibly start after he's a UDFA, or maybe they believe in him next year. It just depends how his training camp goes, of course. We talked about how big of a project he is. There's no denying that. But Buck's pick is in, by the way. Zion McCollum would be such a slam dunk pick here.
Yeah. I'm trying to get our live stream out here, but I didn't really look at any of the rumors for the Bucks or any of these teams at this point.
No, I didn't. Last night, it was pretty clear that they really like Logan Hall. Going into day 2, it was everywhere. It felt like, and that's what they took. But I didn't really see anything with this. But for everybody that says day 3 doesn't matter, it really does though. Like we said, you can get some good value.
Absolutely does.
Yes, you can get good value, and special teamers matter, and you're going to be getting some good ones as the pick is now going to be announced by a soccer player. So that's interesting. You might have you seen the pick yet?
I have not. I have a stream on my phone going.
Okay. Yeah, I see you're back in your location.
Yeah, I'm back in my house. It's early in the day, so noise levels should be relatively normal.
That's good.
And I do see the pick, and it makes sense. Don't know how much of a fan I am of it. We'll talk about it in a second here once you see it.
Yep. And the pick is Cade Orton. Okay, so they're going tight end. So, Gronk might retire. I thought there were better tight ends on the board. I thought Charlie Kohler was better. Sorry. Honestly, no, you're good. Honestly, Charlie Kohler. Charlie Kohler I thought was a better option. I also thought maybe Cole Turner may have been a better option, but there's some. I don't know. I'm not against it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I had a 5th round grade on this guy. it reminds me of the John Bates pick for Washington last year, which really worked. This guy's a good run blocker. He's a good pass blocker. He's a blocking tight end. Like, that's what he's going to fill at. And at the very least, if you lose Gronk, like, that's one thing you can rely on being somewhat easy to replace with a pick at this point in the draft. You get a guy who can block. And then I think he's physical after the catch, and, he's got some size. There could be some upside as a pass catcher. I think Washington lucked into John Bates, who's not an excellent athlete, becoming kind of an interesting guy with his size and his movement abilities as a pass catcher. Otten is 6'5", has a catch radius. I would also like Likely over Otten, but they are, I think, taking kind of the safe pick here, and that they do want a blocking tight end. And I think that's just more of a sure thing at this point in the draft, whereas Likely, is not a locker first. And I think it's kind of a gamble on what he is as an athlete in terms of the ball in his hands. I love Likely. I think he's going to be that type of player, but teams appear to be lower on him. What's up?
Mm-hmm. How you doing, Bubba? Everybody in chat. Logan, how you doing, man? Was Tyndall a good pick for my Fins? I thought it was a good pick. I thought it was fine. I mean, I didn't like that Leo Chanel was on the board, but he was in a free fall, so it's fine. Like, I thought he was the second. Well, for me, he was the third best linebacker on the board, but I still thought it was a good pick. Like, that was the range I thought he would go.
Yeah. I mean,
I thought it was fine.
I would have taken Chanel. I mean, their run defense has been solid regardless. They have pretty good players up front. I like that they take an athlete there just because I think that they've been all right developing their front seven talent. I know they have a new regime in there, but I trust that, they're going to have Niners background people in there with now Mike McDaniel as their head coach, another team that really develops front seven players well. It makes sense to me.
Absolutely. Actually, I just saw the Texans pop up on my screen, and it was all their picks. I just want to say they have had a roller coaster of a draft. Their pick is now in at 107. They're roller
It's going to be
coaster.
fast tonight.
It will be. Fast. It will be fast, and just be prepared for that. The pick's already being announced. But I just want to say real quick: Derek Stingley, great. Kenyon Green, bad. Jalen Petrie, good, and then John Mechie was terrible. So interesting draft from them so far.
Interesting draft from them so far. Clearly, they're prioritizing defense. They did get a guard and receiver for Davis Mills. Not players I loved at either position. They've been trading up a lot, which is whatever.
Who's the pick here?
I do.
Damian Pierce. Okay.
Here we go. Running back.
Here we go. Okay, so yes. Okay, well, so I'm actually happy about this. Damian Pierce. This is a power back who. This guy at Florida, he didn't get a lot of touches, but every time he got the ball, he did something special every time. He had, right there, 474 rushing yards, 216 receiving yards, and a total of 16 touchdowns. So a good amount of touchdowns considering he didn't get the ball a lot. But when he got the ball, he was special. I thought this was a day 2 pick for sure. If there was a running back that could have gone round 2 outside of the top 2, I would have been okay with. I think it's Damian Pierce. I thought he was a playmaker at the University of Florida, who just didn't get a lot of opportunities, but every time he did, he definitely made the most of it.
Kate Otten was 172 on my board, so he was lower, but you're going to see that at this point. Damian Pierce,
he was second, 167.
Day 2 grade for me. I had Pierce as a high third, I believe. Trying to find him on my board. Maybe it was more of a mid-third. But we loved his athleticism. He was great at the Senior Bowl. I had him 97 on my board. This is like the first A pick as a running back that I've seen tonight in this draft. This is a great pick, in my opinion. They needed a running back, so I figured this would happen at some point. This is the right time to do it, and I think he does line up and is a day 1 starter. And I think it just shows, you can, in the 4th round, find a day 1 starter running back, and that's why we kind of hedge against picking them early. Is that, like, right now the Texans have gotten a guy.
Yeah, I had a number 66 on my board, so a very early 3rd round grade. I thought that was a slam dunk pick. I think that's a slam dunk. I'd say A+ pick. I mean, good job, Texans. This is a guy who's going to contribute right away, which is the most important thing. How do you feel about the Colts draft? Hold on, let's pull up that comment right now.
The Browns are up right now, but yeah.
The Browns are up right now, but we'll talk about this in just a second. How do you feel about the Colts draft yesterday? Alex Pierce, Jelani Woods, Nick Cross, and Raymond. I thought all those were good picks. Jelani Woods was a little bit of a question mark, but I trust the Colts when it comes to tight ends. So I think great day 2. I thought they had a great day.
Woods and Pierce I have as like average-ish picks. They make sense for the theme of the Colts with the picks of Bernard, Raymond, and Nick Cross being both just major steals in my opinion. I don't really give out many A grades in entire drafts, but this is at least a B draft, which is an above average draft in my opinion, which is good. If you have a B draft, in my opinion, you're getting better as a football team.
Being a Bengals fan is watching Ravens, and yeah, it'd be like that, Duncan. It'd be like that.
Yeah,
For me,
Max is a Steelers fan, seeing that too.
oh yeah, but I mean, for
And Tate.
me,
Tate is a Browns
yeah,
fan.
Tate's a Browns fan. Oh my gosh, Tate was a mess on Thursday with
All the
after that.
players he likes are getting taken by Baltimore.
Yeah, shout out Kyle Hamilton, and also shout out Tyler Linderbaum. But no, the pick is that win for the Browns, and they will be selecting Perrion Winfrey. Okay, there we go. So
Like I said, we thought he'd be off the board earlier.
Yeah,
this is when the Senior Bowl guys start going.
yeah, so I mean, you mentioned it, Senior Bowl, Senior Bowl, Senior Bowl. I would argue he was the best defensive tackle at the Senior Bowl. Good tape as well at the University of Oklahoma. Made second team All Big Ten, I believe, this year and maybe last year. When we check, yes, he made All Big 12 this year and last year. I mean, this is a good player, and I think great value here. He shouldn't be here. This should be a third-round pick.
Yeah, I agree. Rotational, like he's not going to play all 4 downs, right? This is a guy that is a pass rusher first. He's kind of undersized, really good at explosive upfield get off. He's just the undersizedness of his ability and kind of like just inconsistency with his power has led to him not being a great run player. He's definitely a guy who comes in on third down. You don't really see too many designated pass rushers on the interior, but he is definitely that type. I give this pick an A+. I think this is a need and a great player here.
I agree with you.
75th on my board, great value.
Where was he on mine? Perrion was number 86. So once again, great value. As we're probably gonna see a lot of those picks come up relatively sooner than later. So yeah, those pick is now in.
Touching my phone. The Seahawks are up. Their pick's in pretty quick here.
Yeah. Have you already seen it?
I have not seen it, but I just know it's in.
I see it's in as well. Donny, would you take Kyron Williams in the 6th to the 7th? I think that's the range I would probably consider him. Like, I don't know. That combine was just so bad.
Yeah, it was great. And he is already small. Like, you kind of have to be a good athlete at that size, and he just wasn't, Maybe he's a better athlete on tape. I think he is, and he is.
I think he is, yeah.
Because he was really bad in the combine. But, for a guy his size playing a position that gets, has to deal with contact a lot, you're not going to go earlier than late day 3, in my opinion.
I agree. I do agree. I mean, it was so disappointing. Like, I thought for sure he was a top maybe 5 running back in the class before that combine. I mean, you want to talk about production. I mean, he has some of the best production of any player in the draft. And I don't understand how he just I just don't understand how he tested so bad because he looks so fast on the field.
Sorry, say it again. I was not imagine. I got a lot going on my computer right now. I'm trying to organize my board a little bit and just get everything right. We have a lot of players still in our top 100. I'm just trying to kind of figure out where positionally.
Browns have gotten defense 3 times and then took a 1 wide receiver. The draft has been kind of forgettable. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
Alex Wright, Annabelle, Perrion Winfrey. I think it's a good draft.
It's a good draft. We didn't really talk about it last night, but Bell, Winfrey, and Emerson were all good picks to me. These are all day 2 guys that they've gotten at value. Alex Wright, I wasn't as big of a fan of, but I can see kind of how you would project him to be kind of a Jadeveon Clowney replacement, and it fit a need for them as well. So
I wonder if they still sign Clowney. That's my question. I don't think they do.
No, I doubt it. I think Wright might be their starter. I mean, you take him on day 2. It's kind of the plan.
Yeah, for sure. Seattle pick is now going to be announced.
You're taking a while on the Seattle pick.
Yeah, last place in the division last year. First time in a long time for that.
I know. We kind of expected their draft to be kind of horrible. They outside of the Kenneth Walker pick, which I still think is the worst pick in this draft so far, and they quite literally lit that pick on fire. We talked about that last night. And I know there are players that have been reaches, but here's the thing, with a player that you've reached a ton for, at least there's a slight chance he impacts your team. I don't think the Walker pick impacts their team at all. I think either Walker's great or Rashad Penny's great, and it doesn't matter. You're guaranteeing your running back position. I think it already would have been kind of strong. The O-line is a bigger issue. You're not fixing your running game that way.
Agreed. I agree. I mean, they did that. Now we do need to address the fact that they have drafted 2 good tackles.
Yes,
they drafted Charles Cross, who's going to be their day 1 left, and I imagine Abraham Lucas might be their starting right.
And something that was pointed out to me about
Kobe Bryant. Okay,
Kobe Bryant is the pick. We'll talk about him in a second. And I like that pick. Is that Seattle taking 2 air raid tackles in an offense that runs the ball a lot? So We'll see. Are they going to go towards the passing game more? They do have Drew Lock. Maybe they think he's more of a pass-oriented quarterback, and that's the plan. But, I mean, they also drafted a running back, so I'm not certain that they're necessarily making that right decision or not.
Yeah, I mean, talk about Kobe Bryant. Jim Thorpe Award winner last year, which was a joke. Should have went to Sauce pretty easily. But you want to talk about ball skills? I mean, this guy's some of the best ball skills in the class. Pretty sure he led college football in interceptions last year. Second time first team All AAC, if I'm not mistaken. Not great in coverage, but just has a lot of great plays against with the ball. I mean, you see right here, 35 passes defended in a career is ridiculous. 10 interceptions as well, 4 forced fumbles. I mean, this guy has a nose for just getting to the football.
CB12 for me.
For me, he
101
is
on my board.
CB14, 119, but this is still a good pick.
Similar range, yeah. I have a good value on this. I think he's better in man. I actually think he has some press ability. He's like okay size, 6'1", 183, and it's not bad for corner. I think Seattle obviously is a little bit versatile, but they like to leave their corners on an island, so he kind of fits into that. Great ball skills, and I think he's a pretty good tackler as well. It has a clean sheet in terms of health, which is something you don't see too often with these guys, especially at corner. I think there is some intrigue here, and he's a guy you could definitely develop into a long-term starter for them.
Yeah, I agree.
And he has kind of the, this isn't my comp because I think Diggs has got better measurables and athleticism, but he has that type of playability.
Diggs. For sure. Oh yeah, for sure. I agree with you with those ball skills. I agree. 6 picks in the 4th round for the Ravens. Wild.
That's great. I mean, I think that's where the value of the draft is. So 6 in the 4th is huge.
And they're already crushing the draft.
Yeah, and we might continue to see some just masterful stuff here. Again, Khalil Shakir on the board. That would be unreal. And
Khalil Shakir, your guy. They took my guy.
Yeah. This is a wild pick.
Oh, man. Oh, they took Brandon Smith? Is it Brandon? Please tell me it's Brandon Smith. That'd be a home run pick. Please. Daniel Falele. Okay, that is interesting. This is a team I think it can work.
Yes. Run block first. Get him on the edge. Especially, I think the main thing I've written down for him now after he tested terribly is that at the very least in sub packages, when you bring in extra tackles, he will be monstrous in goal line and short yardage scenarios. This is an extra tackle you bring in to put on the end of your line. And this is a team that probably does that more than anyone else, right? Yes. You're going to run power right with Lamar Jackson and have Daniel Falele on the edge. Good night. I mean, you're going to see some long touchdown runs just because Falele sets the edge. They're going to be able to put him in their offensive line on certain plays and just say, hey, just be big and run straight, and we'll run right behind you.
And eventually, maybe down the line, he could be a starter. I mean, this guy, we haven't even mentioned it yet. This guy is huge. 6'8", 385. I mean, this guy is unbelievably massive. And this is a great pick.
I know you really like him. I fell off on him. I have him around 151 just because his pre-draft process, quite frankly, was not good. And he regressed this year on film. I think his 2 years ago was his best film. He didn't play, year before that. Minnesota wasn't very good. That probably didn't help. But the ceiling cannot be denied. If you think he's a better athlete on tape than he is on the field, or than he is on the at the combine, then you might have something here. And he's massive. He is 6'7", 380, something like that. He's 6'8", 370, something like that. Massive guy. Rugby background, can move in space well, which is something you see a lot with these rugby guys. Could be a monstrous tackle. When we saw them, this is kind of the same thing they did. Orlando Brown was a massive tackle who did not test well, and they took him on late day 2, and he ended up being a long-term left tackle.
Yep, Jets pick is that win. Another team that's been crushing the draft. We'll see what they do right here at 111. I can't believe Khalil Shakir is still on the board. He was my guy. Adam was wide receiver 8. Yeah, I think Nick agrees. He is higher than Khalil Shakir. I'm a bit lower, but the fall at this point's getting ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't really know. Small school, maybe. He's not huge, but he's
Max
big
Mitchell.
Block guy.
Max Mitchell. Okay, this is interesting. So you want to take this one?
So he did test very well and he played well, but the Senior Bowl was a mess. He did not play well, and he was listed as a tackle. I think he's a guard now, and I think it's a guard in a scheme where he can play zone is something that's going to really work for him.
He'd be a big guard though, because he's 6'6". He'd be a big guard.
Yeah, I mean, but again, I think the Jets could make it work. I mean, look, they got Mekhi Becton on one side now, and if he's in there, and you're just investing yourself into this, we have massive offensive lineman thing. It could really work.
Yeah, I agree. This is probably about the range I would take him. Out of 117, my boy took him at 111.
He is
This
small.
is the range I would take him.
He's 6'6", 300 pounds.
Yeah, he's small in size, but he's not small in height.
So, which is interesting to me because, like, here's a guy who goes ahead of Kellen Diesch, and we had all these frame concerns about him. I think Kellen Diesch, against better competition with better testing, is a better player on film as well.
Yeah, I agree.
We got the Giants pick in here.
Yeah, I'm about to see it in just a second. The Giants pick. It's loading. Have you seen it?
I have.
Okay. So I'll see it in just a second. Okay, Daniel Bellinger. Okay, so I feel like this is another late riser because I didn't really hear much about this guy until like early April.
Yeah, I pulled my notes on this guy. It's been a while since I actually watched him. I heard about him late. I'm going to be honest with you. I watched this guy. I watched a couple games. I didn't fully delve into him because
I had him at 202, tight end 11. I just don't get it. Like, why is he being taken over guys like Trevor Walker?
Teams are valuing blocking, but I do think Color is a better blocker than this guy.
Yes.
Teams calling their shots. He was tight end 14 for me. I had a 6th round grade. So this is probably one of the lower players we've had drafted to this point. Yep, it is the lowest player we've had drafted on my board to this point. 213 on my board.
No, no. What about that running back from?
Right, never mind. You're correct. Tyrion Davis' price is lower, but not counting him.
I didn't even watch him, so I didn't even know who. I was so upset about that, man. I really wanted to make it to day 3, knowing everybody who was drafted.
The fact that the Niners keep taking running backs on day 2 is just wild to me. Like, especially after the one they traded up for last year didn't play, And then they also drafted another guy who was good,
Yeah. However, I will say this real quick about Daniel Bellinger. Great athlete. Tested the combine very well. Yes, I have it right here. 96.6% athlete. Tested great, and the only really bad thing was his shuttle. I really don't care because
long arms.
Was so good.
Long arms.
Very long arms.
Didn't really produce as a pass catcher. Like, he moved all over the place, slot, fullback, inline. I don't think his athleticism fully translates to the field. Runs a lot of sit routes, curls. He doesn't really have an understanding of route spacing yet. Like, he needs to fully develop as a pass catcher, but he does have a really good catch radius. In what they've asked him to do, he does it well enough. He's agile as a blocker. Like, I think he gets around. His hips are fluid. He's just not very powerful, and that's because he's only 250 pounds, which is big. It's not huge for a tight end. He doesn't have the leg drive. He was a project tight end to me. This is a little high, and although it's a need, I just
Yeah, I agree. Commander's pick is now in.
I forgot we're up now.
Brandon Smith would be such a slam dunk pick.
Sam Howell would be nice. So
good. Sam Howell would also be a slam. Sam Howell was an A+, and it's not even close. Sam Howell and Brandon Smith and whoever else is in my top 100 would be slam. Who else?
A lot of people think they need corners. I don't really believe that's the real thing. I think the corner take is lazy. Khalil, look, I think the weapons, you can always use a ton of those. Khalil Shakir, I wouldn't be upset just because it's a value at this point on my board. But Brandon Smith, I'd be happy with. Is he my top linebacker? He might be. I don't think they'll take Kennard. They seem, I'd say right now, that they are drafting older players who are experienced and are great off field. They want leaders in the locker room. That's kind of what they valued. I'm not a fan of that as like your number one thing, but Ron Rivera clearly wants to shape a locker room, and that's his priority. It's a culture thing. So whoever they take here will kind of fit into that. They've taken 2 Alabama players. They took a Penn State guy, big programs, guys who played 4 years in college at least. Who would fit that? Kellen Diesch, quite frankly, a guy who's been around for a bit, fits that. That's a guy I would love as a tackle. I wouldn't throw out the possibility of a QB, but they seem like they've been passing. I don't know if they love it. If they want edge depth, Kingley and Nagbar's been around. Possible.
Yeah, he's still on the board. I mean, I said before, Brandon Smith would be a slam dunk pick. I think he's a mic in the league, and you need a mic.
Yeah.
And he's a coverage Mike as well.
They need interior line. Jamari Sawyer and Donovan West are both guys I look
Darren
at.
Kennard can also play interior.
I just think they won't because supposedly the off fields weren't great for him. I don't think they would possibly go with him.
I heard he was awful at the.
It was in X's and O's things, but they look for guys to interview well. Zach Tom, I don't know that they'd be interested in him, but he's on the board. And their pick is in, and it's a reach.
Oh boy, here we go. I have not seen it yet, as I will get my reaction to it in just a second, as they're still talking about Daniel Bellinger. They went on commercial break, and now they're going to be talking about Washington's pick is they're taking a while. Why have I not seen it yet? Here it is. Washington Commanders pick is yikes.
Yeah, so
Percy Butler.
Safety is a need. They need a deep safety in particular. I know Bobby McCain's all right. They want somebody to play that Buffalo nickel role. I'm going to pull up my notes on him because then there's a guy who I don't really...
not listed. I did not. Another guy who I did not watch.
242 for me. Not great athlete, good athlete, and a little undersized for kind of what he is, which is more of a box safety, 6'4", 194. He did run a 4.3, so great. I called him a special teamer first. I think he's going to translate well to special teams, and that's what he is. More fast than dynamic, like that's his thing. He can run. He has straight line speed, but he's not quick. He has a headhunter mentality. Unfortunately, leads with his head. Like I don't think he tackles very well. Got to fix his tackling form a little bit. Gives way too much cushion and coverage.
It's small.
Lets receivers run to him. He's undersized.
Yeah.
He's either too high or diving to make tackles. Better when he's close to the box, but he's just kind of small. He's got untapped athleticism. He could maybe be a corner. His feet aren't that dynamic. I'm just not really a fan at all of Percy, but this is an F to me. Like this is just...
Dane Belton. Okay, here we go. This is a guy who I like, but I think this is a bit of a reach. Okay, so Dane Belton, out of Iowa, safety out of Iowa, first team All Big Ten last year, by the way. This is a guy who I think he has pretty good ball skills. And then this is a guy, Iowa was one of the best teams when it came to intercepting the ball last year. Not a great defense. I thought that defense was always heavily overrated. But if you want to talk about getting interceptions, Iowa was the team that was constantly, over and over, constantly getting interceptions. That was the only reason why we were winning games. Tua's brother, Tuileria, Tagovailoa, was more
Talia.
Talia, thank you. He was one of the hottest quarterbacks in college football. And then when he played Iowa, he was horrible. He threw, I believe, 5 interceptions in one game, 3 of them in the first half. And Dane Belton was a big reason why. He had 5 picks last year. This is a guy who also very good athlete, tested in the high 90s. I like this pick, man. I like Dane Belton. Like, I think he's one of the few Iowa players in this draft who I actually think is good.
Yeah, I think this kind of fits the Logan Ryan thing. I'll give this like an above average. By the way, I'm not nice with my grades, so C+ is above average. I'm giving it a C+ because he is average. Is that you?
I'm going to mute my mic.
Darn. Yeah, 1 sec. We'll let Donny figure out that thing with his car really quick. Dane Belton kind of played a weird role at Iowa. He is
a lot of slot corner,
a deep slot role. Like he plays slot, and they either will have him move down into the slot before the snap, or they'll have him roll back and sink into double high. It was an interesting role, and I think it replaces the Logan Ryan kind of role for Giants. Really good ball skills, good athlete. I watched him. I liked him. I had a 5th round grade on him, 176 on my board. I think this is a good pick at this point in the draft. I think, again, like they're loading up on secondary players at this point in the draft. Makes sense to me.
Yeah, I completely agree. And real quick, the Giants pick was already in, and it took another late riser, Damari Mathis, the quarterback from Pittsburgh. So I was higher on this guy. Yeah, that was the other Giants pick.
No, 3 Giants.
No, it was the Broncos. It was the Broncos. And now their second pick is on the clock. But Damari Mathis, I thought he was a late riser. I had him at 136 on my board. A lot of people were low on him, but he just kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't really know who this guy was, and then my good buddy Scott told me to go check him out. I checked him out, and I honestly thought he was probably about a day 3 pick, like a high day 3 pick, though. So I think you're getting good value, and you're going to a team who I trust to develop corners. And this team is already loaded with corners, so I don't really think he's necessarily going to play that much. But they have Patrick Surtain. I believe they still have Bryce Callahan. They got rid of Kyle Fuller. They still have Ronald Darby, Michael Jamuti. I really like a lot. I think this is a good situation for him.
Athletic, 97th
Yes.
percentile, ran a 4.39. Just a little undersized. He lays a lot of contain, cues a lot through the quarterback. He has the length. He's just not very strong, and he does this one-arm punch thing a lot at the line of scrimmage. It works, but it's very predictable. I think teams can find it. He lunges a bit when he does it. His hip fluidity is a question mark to me, but his ball skills are great.
Yes.
Plays physical for his size. He's a developmental corner. I had him. Actually trying to figure out where I had him. I think I had a 6th round grade on him, but I like him. I think he's fine. At this point in the draft, I'm not going to complain too much about it.
No, I'm not. At this point in the draft, you're just hoping for guys that aren't UDFA.
Yes, which Percy Butler was close to.
Yes. Well, I didn't even watch him, so I'm going to call him UDFA. Okay, so Broncos up again. By the way, another player who, gosh, please take Brandon Smith. It'd be such a slam dunk pick. Please. You need a coverage linebacker. He'd be so perfect. And I trust Denver to develop him. Denver, a weird draft so far, by the way. Nick Benito, I thought was fantastic value at 64.
Dolchich and Mathis.
Dolchich and Mathis were weird picks, but
they fit needs, and they have some upside.
Yeah, Greg Dolchich, I think he honestly might play day one. he probably will because they do not. I mean, they lost no offense to Seattle. I think you got to go get some weapons, and they got one. Broncos, the first team in NFL history to miss the playoffs 6 straight years after winning the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yikes. Shout out Peyton Manning. Pick is not in yet. Have you seen the pick?
Not yet.
Okay. Missed some picks. My daughter. Oh yeah, I already read that. I mean, nothing really too crazy. Just a quick rundown of what's happened. I mean, I'm not keeping track because I haven't really been able to keep track for most of the live because I was dealing with the banners. I'm not really going to deal with them tonight because it's just
yeah, we don't need the banners.
Yeah, it'd be way too crazy. That's a day 1 and a day 2 thing. We don't need to do it for day 3 because day 3 is just going to go by really quick. But I thought there's been a lot of good picks so far for day 3. There's been a lot of good picks. Kobe Bryant went to where did Kobe Bryant go? Seattle, I believe.
Kobe Bryant did go to Seattle, yes.
Yes, I mean, that's a great pick. I thought that was a great pick. And there's been a lot of other good picks. Matt Mitchell to the Jets was interesting. Daniel Falele to the Ravens I thought was interesting. I'm shocked Zion McCollum's still on the board. I'm shocked.
Like this pick for the Broncos.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you saw it. Okay. I'm on a commercial, so I have no idea who it is. You might as well tell me because it's probably not. It might not pop up.
Yeah, so it was. I believe I saw it at the corner of my eye. Is Ayuoma Uwazurike? I don't know if I'm saying that name at all. Right? It's the Iowa State.
the Iowa State edge rusher. Yeah.
Defensive. I have him listed as a defensive tackle. He's big.
Yeah.
He was in a weird scheme in Iowa State.
It's 21 for me.
Again, I do think, they played kind of the 3-4. I have him listed as an interior player because he is 6'6", 316 pounds. His hands are really good for his size. He spaces well. He is not as powerful as you'd like for his size. And although he's kind of a goodish athlete, he's not an elite athlete. Produced well, but he is a run defender first. I do think kind of around this range is where you find those type of players. He will step in and be a run defender, and I think with his hands he can develop some pass rush moves and become a better pass rusher.
I agree. Notable 4th-round quarterbacks: Kirk Cousins, Dak Prescott are the last 2. Interesting. I mean, how is Sam Howell still on the board? Dame Bone to the Giants. I honestly like that a lot. Yep, there's Mathis. Yep, they're breaking him down. They're going to need to catch up. I want to pre-order a Trent McDuffie jersey, but the only one I got is number 1s. But I want to get a number 21 because it's this new number, but I can't pre-order it. Yeah,
you won't be able to for a bit.
Yeah, it won't be too long. Maybe a month or so, if that, somewhere around there. Okay, so the Jets pick is in. Brandon Smith, please. Just continue to have slam dunk picks.
Yeah, need linebackers. I mean,
Brandon Smith is the best one left. I hope he's the best one left for you.
yeah.
Okay, good.
He's not my best player available, but he is my best linebacker available.
Ooh, the Vikings have made a trade. So after the Jets pick, I think they're on the clock. Ooh, trade up for Sam Howell? Question mark? Ooh.
No clue. It could be.
That'd be wild. I'd be all in for it too.
And he fits kind of what they do scheme wise. Like that scheme is offensively similar to what North Carolina runs.
Yeah.
And I think, not Baltimore, but again, they might be worried about Washington taking him. I don't think Washington's going to take him. I think Washington's going to go off the board again. What do we think the Jets do here? Kellen Diesch is a guy I mocked them in the third round. They just took a tackle, I know.
Yeah,
but
they just Max Mitchell.
Please
go Brandon Smith. It'd be such a good pick.
Wouldn't dislike going online again here. Darian Kennard is also like
another slam dunk pick.
Yeah.
Another slam dunk pick. Yep.
Zion McCollum fits what they look for in a corner.
Slam dunk. Yep. I don't know if they necessarily need corner because they have DJ Reed. They have Bryce Hall. I really like Michael Carter in the slot. I thought he was pretty good last year. And they drafted Sauce, so I don't know if corner is a huge need, but if they did it, I wouldn't be upset. Just because of the value.
Mm-hmm. So this is a pick coming up for one of the picks we just saw was for the Seattle trade with Denver, I believe. No, it was a pick that Denver received with Russell Wilson. They got a fourth rounder back. So they used that to take Uwazurike.
Yeah, which it's a fine pick. It's whatever.
Jets are about to reveal who they pick.
Please be Brandon Smith. Please continue to crush it, Jets. Joe Douglas, continue to crush it. Every pick Joe Douglas has made has been great. I mean, Max Mitchell was okay, but everything else was great. Please be Brandon Smith, please. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Okay. Isaiah Likely would be awesome too.
That would be like a dream for me, but
yeah, I mean they already took Jeremy Ruckert, so I doubt they do it, but that'd be so cool. Please be Brandon Smith, please. Come on, just do it. Michael Clemons. Okay, so this is another guy who my cousin's name, by the way. So just want to shout that out. Shout out my cousin Michael. Spelled the exact same too. His last name is Clemons, so he's going to be a superstar because that's mine.
I got a high 6th on him.
I'm not that high on him.
Like an interesting player. I don't remember how good of an athlete he was. I want to pull up and look very much.
Yeah.
I remember this guy being a guy that like
edge 24
didn't produce as much as you would have liked him to. He was edge 22 for me. His production was kind of meh. He has good size, 6'5", 263. His 40 time wasn't great. His overall athleticism outside of that was pretty good, but he's 82nd percentile. He lacks polish, but like you could see how he could translate to the NFL. Like he looks like an NFL player. It just doesn't. He's not like he doesn't look like a great NFL player. I don't hate this. It's not the worst, but it's not great either.
The Vikings pick is in, and I just want to say, if this is Sam Howell, slam dunk pick.
And they've been doing all right so far, in my opinion, too. I love the Syn and Booth picks. You didn't like the Ed Ingram pick as much. I did like it. I didn't like the Asamoah pick, but upon thinking about it, like it's not the worst. It was only a round before I would have taken him.
Did they draft that guard?
Yeah, Ed Ingram.
Yeah, Ed Ingram. I hate that pick.
I think he steps in and does start for them pretty quickly.
I don't know. I'm not a fan. I think he's a guy who's just a backup. Plus they have what's his name? Wyatt Davis, who I like more.
Yeah, from what I've heard, I don't think he's going to be around much longer there. He's had a bunch of issues, and he's just
interesting.
Merriam. He was going to be a first-round pick last year. I mean, he played well. Ohio State offensive line was good. Merriam. Oh, what's up, Zach? How you doing? Glad to see you watching.
Oh, that's funny. That made me laugh. Oh, that's funny. Nick hates Falele, right? Big old teddy bear. I don't think he hates.
I don't hate Falele.
I'm just higher than most.
Falele's a part of rugby gang, so he's definitely a.
Shut up.
Look, I had him like top 50 to start the year. He just didn't have a good process.
Nick plays rugby. For everybody watching, you probably know that by now. Vikings pick is in. Have you seen it?
Okay,
yes, I just saw it. Okay.
off the
Okay.
board a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, developmental corner. This is a guy with pedigree. He was a big recruit.
I
And
want this guy. I
it's
don't think
kind of
I
like
have.
Alontae Taylor. This is one of those guys that the consensus I think was higher on than we were throughout the draft process. We never really talked about him.
The guy who I've now watched, he's not on my board of my top 250. That's crazy, man. 3 now. That's 3 players, and you haven't had one. I'm so
haven't missed one yet.
upset. Oh my gosh, I'm so upset, man. That's the 3rd one, and we're not even at pick 120.
Comes at you fast.
It does.
I'm kind of shocked I haven't missed one yet at this point either. He's 237 on my board. Long, athletic, 95th percentile. He didn't run super fast, 4.46, but good enough. He played a lot of safety and then ended up moving to outside cornerback like the second half of the year. Good straight line speed. He does not have the anticipation, I think, to play corner immediately, and he plays more fit. Like he's a better run defender right now than he is a pass coverage player. He's a project, but he doesn't have the tools, in my opinion. He could be a better safety than he is a corner. It's interesting because I know ESPN's lifted some of these guys as safeties that I have as corners. They have this guy listed as a corner. I don't know that he is one.
I don't know. That's what Duncan said.
This is not a great pick to me.
No, I didn't get once again another guy who I just don't know who it is. The Ravens are back up, and if they draft Brandon Smith here,
yeah, and it would fit what they're looking for. I think Khalil Shakir would better.
Be unbelievable.
They need a receiver. They've really loaded up on defense in this draft.
Yeah, that's fair.
I know the fans really want a receiver right now.
And Khalil Shakir would fit exactly what they need. They need a slot guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, to be such a good pick.
And he has downfield ability. Like he can be a better Marquise Brown for them.
I'd be okay with Kyle Phillips.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it. I would take Shakir way over him, but
I would as well. But
this is around where I would take Phillips. They like the big physical guys. I don't know why they do, but if they do, like Justin Ross is there. And if you just want like a Marquise Brown, like completely the same, like Calvin Austin to me kind of fits that pedigree.
Yeah, fair enough.
Also, a little under the radar guy that I think we're getting close onto my board is Josh Johnson from Tulsa.
Yeah, another guy who I like.
Well, to me, like he didn't test super well, if I'm correct, but he looks like his film looks like Antonio Brown to me.
Ooh.
I think he has really got some excellent film. He's just not a great athlete. He's not super big. In fact, he's very small. He produced well.
There is always one of those guys who's going to be a late round pick at receiver who could be that next Antonio Brown.
He's like the Kyron Williams of receiver, except for size is not as much of an issue always at that position. And he played lesser competition. I just think there are some plays on his tape that are, very impressive highlight reel stuff.
For sure.
You could watch his highlight reel and come away thinking he's a day 2 pick.
Calvin Austin is another interesting guy.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Kevin Austin, another interesting pick. Tested very well at the combine.
Washington is traded out of 120. It's gonna be Carolina.
To Carolina. They take Sam Howell.
They already got Matt Corral, right? So
yeah, I'm just saying that'd be funny. They just don't believe in Darnold. They're like, all right, get him out of here. We're having a battle between Howell and Corral. Oh, that'd be so funny.
Washington is adding 2 fourths.
Ooh,
for Carolina's 6th and 120.
Okay, good.
144 and 149. I might be an early 5th and just a 4th.
Okay, well, so that's pretty good.
Chris Sims like the Berkeley Butler.
Oh, I just saw the pick. Oh my gosh, Ravens, man. Oh my goodness, just continuing to crush it.
Jalen Armour Davis. This is again a team that
pick. What a pick.
I'm not as big a fan of this guy as I think other people are. Again, I think he's a run defender first at this point, but you cannot deny the tools. Excellent athlete, great size. And there are plays on tape where he redirects and drives on the ball once he's at a one-way and changes direction that are impressive. It's just I don't think there's enough for me. I ended up having him, I believe, corner 17, which is, I think we're beyond corner 17 this draft, so that's about right. 5th round grade. This will be like a B minus. They needed a corner, so this makes sense.
This is an A for me. I love Jalen Armour Davis. You said he has the size, he has the athleticism. Can't cover, but I trust the Ravens to develop him.
Yeah, and this is the right team for him.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
it's
Once
the
again,
same
the
thing.
Ravens.
The same thing with
drafting.
Lele.
Yes, Ravens drafting players who I trust in their scheme. What was that pass? Just threw it right to him.
Yeah, and that was the other thing is people talked about his interceptions. A lot of his interceptions this year were like Trayvon Diggs type, just like he was standing there and the quarterback threw it right to him. I don't think that's something I take away much from, but he is physical.
Yeah,
And
another
you just
one
got to
up
find a way
there.
to use that.
Yeah, two of his three interceptions were all luck based.
Panthers are up. Yeah, which way I mean, they've traded up now. Well, they didn't technically trade up. They traded, out. They traded up and back in one round and back in the other. Sorry. So they kind of have both directions going on here. They need more picks. I'm kind of surprised that they would just want to keep moving up. They've done this twice now.
For sure, absolutely.
Linebacker, a need. We talked about
Brandon Smith.
Also, a
Please.
need is receiver, and they could use a slot guy. They could use a tight end. Use a lot of things on the offense. They could still use more offensive line help. I think this has got to be an offensive pick, in my opinion, just the way the roster is shaped out right now.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sorry. I just saw the craziest tweet I ever just saw. Someone just tweeted out, and he's a reporter. And it was from last night, and he said, Cardinals are expected to select All-Pro or All-American kicker Buster Cherry at pick 100.
I don't know who that is.
I don't even know who that is, too. I don't think it's real.
That must be a joke.
Yeah. It's an actual reporter, though, which is the weird thing, because he's verified. But I said it is a joke. Okay, Panthers pick. Please take Brandon Smith, please. There we go. Brandon Smith finally off the board. Shouldn't be here. Should not even close to be here. I don't know why he's here.
Yeah, great value for me here too. I had him a little lower than you. I think. Did you have him as a top 50 player?
I had him at number 45.
Okay, so you did. I had him at 80. I thought he was a high third round pick. Great athlete. I mean, and big. You don't really see these athletes that are big. I mean, like Leo Chenal is the other one, but he's a box player, and this guy is going to play off ball more than that. I know you're big on his coverage ability. I think he's more of a chase and tackle guy, but there is ability certainly. And this is a big pick for him. I got an A+ on this pick for the Panthers.
Easy A+. I mean, this is a guy who it's going to take some time to develop him. But the reason I have him in my top 50 is because I genuinely believe if we're talking about ceiling, I'd argue the second highest ceiling of any linebacker in the draft behind Troy Anderson. And you're getting him here at 120, which is absurd value. Patriots pick is already in. The selection is going to be. Have you seen it?
Nope.
Okay. What's something insane they do? Let's just go all the way to 250 on my board. Why not?
They have been maneuvering the board a lot. They had a bunch of picks that we didn't like early on. We were not fans of Tyquan Thornton or Cole Strange.
Jalen Weidemeyer.
Marcus Jones was a pick we liked.
That was a good pick.
I have seen the pick now.
Jack Jones. Okay, interesting.
Another corner. Again, off the board for me again here.
Yeah, what is this guy for me?
Experienced.
I have Jack Jones at 174, so it's a bit of a reach, but
yeah, I have him at. He's low. 245. He's the lowest player I've had.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
I watched both the Arizona corners kind of late in this process. They're both kind of the same, except for one is smaller, one is bigger. Chase Lucas is bigger. They both play kind of some slot and some outside.
Absolutely.
They're not elite athletes by any stretch, which is an issue for me at this point in the draft. And there are a lot of athletic corners available. Jack Jones tested in the 45th percentile. 67th percentile. Ran a 4.52. So not fast. 5'11", 177. Two undersized corners they've taken, and I think are slot guys. But he's experienced. He's physical despite his size. Has a good feel for the game. He can kind of feel routes. Doesn't have to have his eyes on a receiver to get in there. Not a good run defender. I think he looks faster on tape in his 40 time. Plays a lot of off. So if they do want to play him in the slot, he's got to learn how to do that more.
Agreed. Raiders are on the clock for the second time. Pick is in. The first pick, I thought it was really, really good. They took Dylan Barham at pick 90. Thought that was great value. Patriots. What a weird draft. Cole Strange awful. Tyquan Thorne awful. Marcus Jones was fantastic, and Jack Jones is whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to call Jack Jones a bad pick. It's just.
I think at this point in the draft, like you got to pick athletes. And
I agree.
He's not an athlete,
No, I agree. You got to take high ceiling guys. That's what we did with. I mean, you got to take. I know it's a weird example, but you got to take those like Marco Wilsons at the draft possibly. Or Zion McCollum. Why is he still here? I don't get it. Why is he still here?
Yeah, agreed. And it's just probably a small school thing.
Yes, the tape is so good.
It's good tape. Raiders are up again here for the first time since last night. Late last night was their first pick, so it's their second pick tonight.
Yeah, Dylan Parham, fantastic pick yesterday.
Good one for them. First pick, non-Mike Mayock. It's no surprise, instantly better. Mike Mayock, not the best repertoire as the Raiders GM, but wait, is Mike Mayock still there?
I
he might still be there. So maybe first Mike Mayock pick without John Gruden. Very good pick. So maybe that's the key here.
Yeah, for sure.
Good for Mike Mayock.
Rumors: Cardinals wide receiver Andy Isabella could be looking to get traded today. Please, I hate him. He is bad. You're
gonna get probably a later pick for him.
It is worth it. He is.
I
would off my roster.
I would take anything I can get probably for him.
Yes, get him off my roster. He is not good. Rondé Moore was better literally the moment he stepped on the field.
He was better the moment he played for Purdue last year.
Yeah, seriously. Even when he was missing all those games because of injury, he was still better. It doesn't matter. Here we go. Here's a good question. Nick, I know you're a big Charles Cross guy. What are your expectations for him as a rookie? I think he's a guy who goes in right away and he's good.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's underrated that he graded very well as a run blocker this year. And we kind of talked about him as a pass pro guy because they play so much. I mean, it's an air raid offense in Mississippi State. The pass plays is like 70% of their play calls, which is ridiculous. And you're not going to do that in the NFL. So there are some concerns about that. I think hopefully Pete Carroll throws the ball a little more and that helps him out. Because I do think he is one of the most pass protection ready tackles I've seen come out in a while. If not, though, I do think his athleticism is underrated and he can help you in the run game. I do think the gap scheme is best with where he'll be best. They run a little bit of both in Seattle. I think he is a guy who can most certainly hit the ground running day one and be one of the better tackles we see from this draft. I think he's more pro ready than Aquanu and Neal, quite frankly.
No, I agree 100%. He has the highest floor of any tackle in the draft. I'm on a commercial, by the way, so I cannot see what the pick is.
It's coming up for me. I mean, are you watching ESPN or NFL Network?
I'm watching ESPN. What about you?
I'm on a stream on my phone. They should be showing you the graphic. I don't know why they take it down. Because normally they go through commercials during day 3 and they just keep showing who's getting picked.
Yeah, they're not. This one, I'm going to go to the NFL Network one. Maybe that one will look better.
Let's see here. I still think O-line is worth investing in. I know they took one guy last night. I just think it's so important that they continue to do that.
Yeah, Darren Kennard would be another great pick.
Yep. No, that's kind of what I was thinking as well. They seem like a team that would take Kennard. Who else do they have? I mean, defensively, they still have holes. Zion McCollum. They have a history of taking athletes in the defensive backfield. This is good value for him at this point.
Good.
And I'll put it out there. I haven't really done this much.
Zach Tom.
I was about to say this position actually.
Have you seen the pick? I'm about to say.
I have seen the pick. I'm trying to spoil the position for you, but I was about to say this position.
Oh, running back, Samir White.
Because I think Josh Jacobs, quite frankly, is not very good. Honestly, he's all right. Like he's
whatever. He's not what he was as a rookie.
They didn't pick up his 5th-year option too, so they're moving on. And Zamir White has had injuries. 5-star recruit. Had a good year at Georgia and then tested out of the building at the combine. Really surged his draft stock. I think this is a guy that, again, you take him in the 4th round, and this is what happens to the running back. Like you get a guy like this in the 4th round, he could be a top 10 player at the position in the NFL, just because there's so many of these guys.
I agree with you.
and I like the focus so far. I like that they're going off.
I just saw 123. Be ready.
Interesting.
That's all I'm gonna say. Just be ready,
Oh
Nick.
no,
Just be ready.
Sam Howell is a backup to the Chargers.
Oh man, that'd be great. No, just be ready, man. That's all I gotta say. Just be ready.
They're white 133 on my board, so about around where I would take him.
I also saw pick 124. Also, it literally popped up the moment I saw 123, and it's kind of hilarious. It's unironically hilarious.
Who at this point would be like, what the heck?
Well, I don't think it's hilarious. I mean, it's just why? I guess they are the Browns, so they can do whatever they want. Bengals broke the NFL. Yeah, shout out Duncan. Bengals broke the NFL. I don't know. I'm just gonna be honest. How did you make it to the Super Bowl? I just don't understand that. Like, I'm still stunned at the fact that the Bengals won the Super Bowl.
It's passing offense, man. I mean, it's like.
I mean, it was fantastic, but dude, what the heck? The defense was also phenomenal.
Yes, the secondary stepped up.
I'll go ahead and say it. During the playoffs, the defense was the reason they were winning games. That defense was phenomenal in the playoffs. Jesse Bates, Logan Hall was so unbelievably good in the playoffs, and that's why I think Logan Hall is the most underrated player in the league.
I picked the Rams to win that Super Bowl, but for the first 3 quarters, I really thought the Bengals were outplaying them.
I agree. I thought they were too.
Chargers selection is soon to be revealed to me.
Honestly, best wide receiver trio. I agree. I think it is.
Yes. And without a doubt, in my opinion. What are we looking at here?
Have you seen the Chargers? Here we go.
Figure out. Oh, I think I know who it is. Is it Isaiah Spiller? It is Isaiah Spiller. Let's go. All right, I'm so happy he's not going to go Washington. This is a reach and a half to me.
Listen, he's worse Austin Eckler.
Much worse Austin Eckler.
Yeah.
This is like one of these players I watched where I just like,
this guy was like
special teamer. Like,
this guy projected as RB1 before the season started.
Yeah.
It was a battle between him and Breece Hall, who was RB1 going into this draft class before the season started.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, he was bad last year. He was bad, and his athleticism was even worse. Like he didn't even fully test at the combine because his first drillers went so horribly. He didn't want to pull a Kyron Williams and just flat out be terrible the whole time.
We know our friend
it's the right decision, but
Nico at Elite Takes is going to be very upset about this pick, and I think it's for the best for his Dolphins.
Yes, Nico, this is for the best, man. This is absolutely for the best. The edge we're gaining from T and shit. Yeah. Oh yeah, Duncan, dude. Like the fact that you're going to be getting what Jamar Chase gives you at dirt cheap for the next 2 more years is absurd. And congrats. What if Jamar Chase demands a contract after his second year? What if that's a thing?
That'd be crazy. I mean, I'm worried we might be heading that way. I mean, not worried about it, but I think we're getting that point. I'm sorry, I missed Zach's question earlier. It was a while ago, but he asked for the Bills draft. I'm sorry, I got a lot of things going on here. Yeah, we like the Bills draft at this point, right? They've done all right.
The day 2 picks weren't great, but Kyrie Elam is such a slam dunk.
Yeah, Kyrie Elam is a slam dunk. James Cook is one of the better running backs. That was a little bit of a reach for running back at that point, but they were a team we had listed for that. And although Donny doesn't like Terrell Bernard, I'm a fan. And I did kind of like that pick. It wasn't a slam dunk to me, but I liked it.
Browns took a kicker, Cade York.
Kicker pick in the 4th round.
In the 4th round, hey, when it worked with Evan McPherson. Well, actually,
he went late 5th. Yeah,
he was a 5th rounder.
Yeah, you know what? We give Fs to kickers.
Made 15 of 19 from 50 plus in his career, most in school history. Congratulations, the Browns. You got a kicker. Maybe you know what? Maybe he'll be Evan McPherson. You never know. Not as cool of a name.
Kicker 1 for me is technically Cameron Decker. It doesn't matter. Like I wouldn't take a kicker prior to the 7th round.
Some guy that is hilarious. Some guy is wearing a brown shirt and it says kickers matter too. That is hilarious. Evan McPherson was a 5th rounder. Yeah, that's my bad. Good call. Okay, the Dolphins are up again.
They traded back. I mean,
the Browns did.
The Bengals did. The Browns actually did here too as well.
Yeah. Well, shout out Browns. It's whatever. Like whatever, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to give it an F because maybe he'll be good. I don't know. Dolphins are up. What are we thinking? Darren Kennard to be great. Zach Tom would also be good. And we only got him because we traded back with the Pats and we got an extra fourth and then got a kicker. Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, seen the Dolphins pick. That's an interesting one. Another guy I have way off the board. The team's drafting for production is what we're seeing right now instead of athleticism.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Did I watch this guy? I hope I did.
He was a guy whose name came early on.
Another guy who I just didn't. This is the fourth one. And did you watch him?
Nope, I got him. He's 221 on the board.
Wow, you're on fire, man.
Damn. Okay, so early 7th, productive, not a good athlete. Runs like a small number of routes. But
over Khalil Shakir.
Yeah,
over Kyle Phillips.
That's crazy to me. And over Kyle Phillips as well. He's big. He's big for running a 4.5. He has really long arms. He just never blew up. He had a bad broken arm injury in 2020 that shortened that season. There's nothing he does really well. He has some shiftiness and burst out of the catch.
Ooh, trade up. Raiders traded up.
Slants crossers goes. That's who he is. I don't think he's worth a pick at this point.
If the Raiders take Khalil Shakir, I'm gonna freak out. Please take Khalil Shakir. Please. Good draft for the Raiders so far. I will say that. Good draft. Dylan Parham's good. Zamir White, not bad. I will also go on record and say I don't think the Raiders are making the playoffs. I'm sorry. I think they're the worst team in the division.
I think they find a way.
I can't see it. I just can't.
I have a feeling one of those other three teams are gonna fall flat. I don't know.
Which one's a good? Which one would it be?
I don't think Kansas City anymore because of that draft.
Kansas City's draft was so good. I'm not saying Kansas City.
I don't know why the Chargers the defense. I know they added pieces, but I could see it not coming completely together.
Also, I will say every single time a New England Patriot cornerback leaves, they always regress.
Yeah.
Always. So all I'm saying is, I still think J.C. Jackson can be good. Do not expect him to be a top 5 or even top 7.
I love Brandon Staley. I think the things he's doing down there are fantastic, but the pressure from the outside of people who just want him to fail, which is a lot of people in the NFL, it's there, and it's certainly not helpful.
Absolutely. I agree. Devontae Adams, yep, they signed him to a massive contract. Congratulations, Devontae Adams, for getting the big bucks. You deserve it. You're the best receiver in the league. I've been lower on the Chargers all this time, honestly. I was lower on the Chargers last year, and I was right. I guess at the end of the day, I said they wouldn't make the playoffs, and I was right. And honestly, I might say it again. It's either them or Denver. I don't want to say – I think there's no way. Just – how can you say Patrick Mahomes misses the playoffs?
I don't think they can, yeah.
You can't – but there's no way you can confidently say, oh, Patrick – okay, well, the pick is Neil Farrell Jr., by the way.
This is around where I would have taken him.
Yeah, this is probably
run stuffer, and they needed more depth there.
I have at 130, so yeah.
This is not a pick that I'm super excited about if I'm a Raiders fan, but it's
it's a pick you need.
It's neat. Yeah, this is where you take that guy. Bad athlete, but he is he's a big dude, and he's slippery for his size, and he can bend.
Yeah,
he can contort, make tackles.
Yeah, you see right here, going to PFF, 24 run stops in 2021, and that led all the SEC. So I think this is a good pick. It's not an exciting pick, but this is a pick you need. And this is probably this is the range I would take him. I had him 130 on my board. You took me 126. This is a good value.
I had him a little lower. I'm at 146, but yeah, this is it.
Honestly, and even his pass rushing grade wasn't horrible. At least according to PFF, he had a PFF pass rushing grade of 79.
Anytime you get a guy who's his size, and he is, if I can pull this up really quick, he is 6'4", 330 pounds. There's upside to that,
Yes.
Especially if he can move. I know he's not a great athlete, but it's more of a quickness issue. He can get vertical.
Yes. Absolutely. As the Patriots pick is now in. By the way, we have 9 people in here, or maybe more. I don't know. The number of people watching is always wrong. I'm not too sure, but we appreciate every single person watching for real. Every single person. We appreciate you guys. If you guys are here, you guys are big draft nerds like me and Nick over here. So
This is the nerdiest point. This is the nerdiest day of the
absolutely,
year.
absolutely.
This is like right now.
Yes, absolutely. It's like not even close to.
Yeah. By the way, I need a question on a ruling as this Patriots pick is about to come in. When is the end of my run? When my board runs out, or when I don't know who the player is? Because there are players I know that I didn't watch.
Ooh, good question. Chat.
Well, maybe those are 2 different things. Maybe those are 2 different things. When my board runs out, my board runs out. When I don't know, then I don't know. We'll say, We'll call it what it is. 2 different things.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Why are the Blue Men here?
This is in Vegas.
Oh yeah, good point. They're in Vegas.
Weird.
Oh, Pierce Strong. Okay.
Really? I mean, it's the same thing as the Niners. Like, why are we taking more running backs here? You know, they've taken a ton of running backs. I love Pierce Strong. I think this is where I would take him, but they really need another one.
Fast 40, 4.37.
Oh, elite athlete.
Yeah, you're talking athletic. I mean, you see it right here. His athletic score, at least on NFL Next Gen Stats, was 99. I don't have it exactly on me but I know it was in the high 90s.
I'm a little worried about the fact that I think he is got a huge upper body and not the biggest legs. But 5'11", 200 pounds is a body type I like with a running back. A little shorter, a little bigger with his frame. There's upside here. He's got the breakaway speed, obviously. He's a guy that if you can create holes, will produce the next level. And again, there's another one of these physical freaks at running back that you can get at this point in the draft, and why you shouldn't spend early picks on them, quite frankly.
Dude, take a look at this comment from Duncan. Fun fact, a friend of mine was a Blue Man for a little while. It's a really difficult audition process, but only stayed for a little while.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
That's very cool.
That is pretty cool. Ravens pick is in. What are we thinking? I know they took Daniel away, but you still need interior. Like, your guards aren't good. Your tackles are set, but you need guards. Daniel Fulaway guard. That'd be so bad.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
That'd be so weird.
Oh my God, the Ravens.
Did they crush it? Oh man. Oh no. Who is it? Oh my God. Okay. Like, this is ridiculous, Ravens. Like, dude. I mean,
masterclass in drafting right now that the Ravens are putting on.
This is unreal, man.
I know you've been saying the Jets are winning, but I withhold. This is the team, man. Like,
I think I might have to, with how many 4th-round picks they have. I think I can say Baltimore's winning. Baltimore's winning big time.
Adding players who could be long term very impactful in the 4th round with Falele, Armour, Davis, Cole. There's a clear theme here.
This is ridiculous, dude. They're crushing this draft.
107 on my board. This is a guy that slipped a little bit because he wasn't as good this year, and he didn't test fantastically either. But he is just kind of like he's your fill-in, and he might not be an elite tight end, but he'll be good, right? Like, he can block, he can catch, run routes.
He is the perfect. And by the way, 3-time first team All Big 12, which is very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
If he would have came out last year, probably would have been tight end 3, I'd say, behind Kyle Pitts and Pat Freiermuth, and not necessarily had a down year, but definitely wasn't great. But also, Brock Purdy did not do him any favors whatsoever. Also, 18 contested catches last year. That's second in college football. Like, the Ravens are crushing him.
The best Lamar season, they had Hayden Hurst and Mark Andrews at tight end. Both those guys are kind of pass catchers who don't really block. They've been using Nick Boyle, who's kind of just a blocker. Collar is kind of in between Andrews and what's his name, Boyle, and can block, and I think that really fits the role there. He'll become their tight end too. And then also with Andrews, Lamar really gives him a lot of jump ball opportunities. He's got a big catch radius. Guess what Charlie Collar also has? Big catch radius. So.
If they get Khalil Shakir with one of their picks after this Dallas pick, if they get Khalil Shakir,
crazy.
This would be unbelievable. I mean, Charlie Collar, he's automatically your second tight end on your team. I think he's better than Nick Boyle. I mean, contested catcher, man. He catches everything. His hands are so soft. They're so good. And Brock Purdy did not do him any favors because Brock Purdy is bad. And Charlie Colvin was probably their best offensive player outside of Breece Hall. God, what a pick, man. What an awesome pick. Ravens, congratulations, Ravens. Like, I know you guys have always been great drafting, but once again, you're having another masterclass of a draft. Like, unbelievable. As the blue men are still there. What I missed? The Ravens are having a masterclass. That is what you missed.
They've added Daniel Falele, Jalen Armour-Davis, and Charlie Collar already today.
Yep.
With they have 3 more 4th-round picks.
Yep, and then they're gonna have another pick after
We're halfway through.
Dude, take Khalil Shakir. It'd be so perfect.
Please don't.
Oh yeah, I guess not.
I will say Washington's having a really rough draft, but the rest of the NFC East isn't doing much better. So
No,
I know people
Cowboys
like the Eagles draft, and Nakobe Dean pick's great. There's a chance that pick falls apart if he isn't healthy, which sounds like there's a lot going on there.
It's actually I saw the report from the GM said they're expecting him to play by training camp.
Really? Okay, so that pick's great, and the Jalen Tolbert pick was really good for Dallas too.
Yep. Outside of Jalen Tolbert, everything else stinks. I will say that. Tyler Smith was awful.
The Giants day one was good.
Giants day one was fantastic. Everything else has been bad.
Okay.
Oh no.
Dallas takes one of my guys.
Oh man, here we go.
I'm
Who
happy
is
about
it?
this one.
You're not happy?
No, because it's a good pick in my opinion.
Oh, is it Khalil Shakir? It's not. Jake Ferguson. Okay, so this is blocking. So is he a tight end? Is he a fullback? I'm not too sure.
He's a hybrid, and he does both for you. I think this is a guy that I really wanted the Ravens to draft, or the Niners, or again the Niners, Jets. These teams that run run heavy schemes.
Kyle Juszczyk. Oh man.
But that's who my comp for this guy is I think he is Kyle Juszczyk. Like,
wow.
I just he is a great downhill blocker. He's not big, but he will put his body on the line. He'll hit you. He'll align from anywhere to block. And then I do think as a pass catcher, he is a smooth route runner. Not an elite athlete by any stretch, but he showed off some ability with his catch radius at the Senior Bowl. And he's been good. He's been in college for a long time. He's in that Wisconsin deep offense that really emphasizes offensive line, tight ends, and running backs. Yeah. This is another guy that I think has a ceiling that's quite interesting.
Graham Mertz is perhaps maybe one of the worst quarterbacks in Power 5. And he was their best receiver, had about 450 yards last year, about 4 touchdowns. Wisconsin is a running team because Braylon Allen they just find running backs, and they found another one,
offensive lineman too. I mean, that is
offensive lineman as well. I mean, looking at the Cowboys draft, I mean, Tyler Smith, Sam Williams, Jalen Tolbert, Jake Ferguson. I mean, this is okay. It's not great.
The last 2 picks for me are much better than the first 2.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, Ravens pick is in again. And do you see?
Yeah, they're really.
Did you just see that with what's his name, Rich Eisen?
I did not.
Oh man, they edited him into a blue man.
Oh my god,
that's hilarious.
Oh well, we got our first
bad pick.
Yeah, but it's not cares?
Who cares? They're crushing it. It doesn't matter. Who is it?
This is gonna make a lot of people upset. Actually.
It's a punter. Oh wow, that's gonna make people mad.
Not Matt Araiza. We had a feeling that Matt Araiza would not be the first punter off the board because, honestly, whatever. But the 4th-round punter pick. I guess they needed a punter, but
they needed a punter bad, and they're filling a need.
I'm not a fan of punter picks, but
I'm not either. But they're crushing it, dude. I don't really care. They're crushing.
Yeah, at this point, that doesn't matter that much if they made that pick.
No, if they were drafting bad, if they had a bad draft and they drafted him, then I'd be really upset. But they crushed it. Who cares? I'm looking at chat. Duncan laughing at the pick. Yeah, it's interesting. It's whatever, I guess.
The Titans are up.
Yeah, the Ravens take a punter. Tweet from Ian Rappaport. The Ravens take a punter, but not punt God. Oh, man.
Whatever. Because the guy ran a fast 40. Malik Willis's new team here.
Yeah.
I'm still floored by the quarterbacks thing yesterday, and Sam Howell remains on the board,
which is ridiculous. He should have.
yeah.
Sam Howell might fall to the 5th round.
Where are we on that?
Washington. Trade up and get him.
I wouldn't trade up. I think he's gonna fall. Yeah.
If you take him in the 5th round, dude.
Yeah, I think he's gonna fall.
What are we doing?
Teams think he's Baker Mayfield, and they are off of that because of what happened with Baker Mayfield. But I don't think that the issue of Baker Mayfield is his play. I think the issue with Baker Mayfield is that he's Baker Mayfield.
Yes,
it's ridiculous.
He doesn't even have any. He doesn't. If you listen to him during the interviews, he is nothing like Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
nothing like Baker Mayfield.
We've got 13 picks left in the 4th. So
yeah,
who could take Sam Howell in the 4th here? Tampa, maybe development QB.
I doubt they do it. Zion McCollum might fall to the Khalil Shakir might fall to the 5th round. That is a joke.
Steelers, maybe.
Steelers
if they want to draft double up on QBs. Yeah, but at the late 4th round, I mean, it wouldn't be unheard of to go double up on QBs. Beyond that, there really isn't a team that I think could take Sam Howell.
Unless the team trades up.
Yep.
Titan selection is now in.
I have seen it.
Is it good?
It's interesting. It's a position I thought they might look at as well.
Okay.
He's not the guy I would have taken here, but he's not too far down the board.
Hassan Haskins. Okay, whatever. I guess. I don't know.
I'm at 162, and the issue is I just have other running backs higher.
I'm not gonna lie. I think this might be an F. Maybe I don't like this dude. I really don't like this. Why are you doing this? I have him at 190, and the thing is, like, why are you taking a power back when you have Derrick Henry? I don't get it.
Well, because I don't know that Derrick Henry lasts much longer.
I understand that, but like, why? Like, go get a guy with speed, if anything. I try to mix it up.
Seaside Joe, when you grade a team's class, are you grading process, future value of a player, or grade versus draft team needs? I mean, it's a combination.
It really is a combination of everything. Like, for example, like the Ravens have taken position of needs and have taken great players.
Yeah,
which is why they're getting an A+.
So I'm a big best player available person. Like I think that trumps positional value, but positional value is like behind that, and then team needs is like third. It's like. But I think positional value ties into team needs. Like I think if you have a need at corner and a need at running back, you're drafting corner before you're drafting running back. I think
all these are very, very important. I will say that all these are very important when it comes to drafting. And frankly, there's been some teams in the NFL who have been drafted so far today who have done all these things at a high level. Mainly, like we've been saying for the longest time, the Ravens, the Chiefs, and the Jets. Romeo Doubs, okay. Doubs with the Packers, interesting. Before
I like their doubling down a receiver. They haven't done this in a while.
Listen, I think even though you're taking him over Shakir, I am very high on Romeo Doubs. I'm 88, wide receiver 14. I think this is an A+ pick, but I'm not going to give it an A+ because Khalil Shakir is still on the board. I'm going to give this an A, not an A+.
I will say really quick about Hassan Haskins' pick. Not a good athlete, but produced a lot.
Great game against Ohio State.
Great game against Ohio State. Power back. And then Romeo Doubs, also, he's kind of this big downfield slot receiver with possession ability. Not that good of an athlete, but produced a lot in college. He's a project, in my opinion. But I had him 150 on my board, so this is kind of around where I would have taken him. I like the Packers are trying to get more receivers. And again, like big receivers are their type, so they keep going for those guys. He certainly has ability, and this is around where I would have taken him. Looking at future value, though, is a thing that was brought up by Seaside Joe. I don't really factor that much in because I think, like, yes, you would like to have immediate impact, but if you draft like an elite receiver in the 5th round and it takes 4 years, no one's going to care, So I kind of, the future value more goes into process of grading players and does grading the draft.
Yep. I agree, for sure. I agree. Please trade Andy Isabella. I'll be so happy. Bucks pick is in. Sam Howell? ? I think Sam Howell might be the steal of the draft. I think he might be. Like, what do you think?
He might be what?
I think Sam Howell might be the steal of the draft. What do you think?
If he gets drafted.
Yeah, like, dude, what if he goes under? No, there's no possible way.
I mean,
There's
last year I had
no possible
Ardarius
way.
Washington as a second-round grade, and he went undrafted. I had Quincy Roche.
His tape was closer to the number 1 pick than it was to UDFA. Are you kidding me?
I agree with that. Yeah, I don't know how you could think that Mitch Trubisky's a better prospect.
Another punter.
Yeah, they come off the board. Well, this is what happens with all.
Jake
again,
Cameron.
It's not.
It's not punk God.
That's hilarious.
No,
That's hilarious.
Dude, people are so mad. Honestly, that's hilarious. What if we get him? I'll actually be like happy. Like we got punt Jesus. Little thumbs up from Seaside Joe. Yeah. Shout out Nick Merriam for knowing football. Shout out him. Please, Chiefs. Hold on, wait. Please, Chiefs. They have been doing so well this whole draft. They are after San Francisco. Who are you hoping for, Bubba? I don't really know who's on the board for them. Like, who would they take?
2013 Ryan Nassib was often mocked as a top 10 pick. We got very Kuka.
Isaiah Likely. Zion McCollum to the Chiefs would be unbelievable. Yeah. That'd be unreal.
I don't actually know that Nassib got mocked in the top 10 because I go to Syracuse. I didn't know that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a weird class and just teams are like different on these QBs than everyone else.
What are you talking about?
Seaside Joe commenting about Ryan Nassib, who was mocked highly, ended up being like a 3rd or 4th round pick, maybe, and was like a career backup.
Interesting.
Who the Niners take?
The pick's not in yet.
Wait, who took the punter?
That was the Bucs.
Oh, the Bucs. Okay, so the Packers are 132.
Once again, a team that, you know what, it's fine. Whatever. They're a good team. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Romeo Doubs was a great pick for Green Bay. I think he's a guy who honestly might get playing time this year.
Yes, he should. I mean, they don't have any receivers.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe become a starter. I think by the end of the year, he might be a starter. It'll be close, though. We'll see. Okay, the 49ers pick is in. Have you seen it?
Yes. Oh, I like this, actually. It's a little off the board, but I like it for them.
Okay. At least it's a good pick because they've been doing Spencer. Okay, this is interesting.
So I like Burford a lot.
Yeah.
I know Washington was really high on this guy.
I have him. Okay, I'm really low on him, but
I'm low on him too. I mean, I don't have him.
I have him 246 on my board, but okay. I'm gonna go on record right now and say that's way too low. I'm gonna go on record.
166 for me.
Yeah. But I think realistically, I think I put him in the 180s.
He's technically pretty sound, in my opinion. He was a tackle. I think he's going to be a guard. He's a little smaller. He's not a great athlete. That's the one thing that concerns me. He's only 6'4", 304, and didn't test super well. But I thought his run blocking power and hips were great. His pass pro was inconsistent, but you saw flashes of it. He can get on the move. Downfield player, high effort player. Love to see that. This is a guy I thought would I like whoever would take him late on, and this is the Niners, so I like any guy in space who I think looks good as a day 3 pick to the Niners at any point.
I genuinely do not care that they drafted Sky Moore. If the Chiefs draft Khalil Shakir, cancel the league. That'd be unbelievable.
Well, at this point in the draft, how much are you really weighing need to
Yeah, you should be. You should be taking the best athletes and the best player available. Take shots. Take shots for the fence. You gotta take swings, That's what you should be doing. God, dude, I forgot they got Leo Chanel. That is absurd that he fell that far.
Can I just say it? Because I have all these picks listed in a spreadsheet for different teams. The Niners have not picked a player from a team whose name is not initialized. Drake Jackson, USC, Tyrion Davis-Price, LSU, Danny Gray, SMU, Spencer Burford, UTSA. That's
hilarious. That is actually hilarious. Oh, that's funny.
The Niners have a type.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of the Niners draft. Outside of Drake Jackson. Drake Jackson was a great pick.
Well, yeah, I thought the Tyrion Davis-Price pick was pretty horrible.
Yeah, that was horrible.
That one's up there with
that might be, outside of Kenneth Walker, one of the worst picks of day 2. That was awful. Like, you don't need any more running backs, and you took another one. Like, your running back room is already so crowded. Like, why do you need more? I understand you're Kyle Shanahan, but, like, why?
Oh, technically the board has been beaten. I've had players drafted who are not on my board because I didn't rank any punters.
Oh. Well, yeah, but we're talking, like, actual players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I ranked one punter. It was Matt Araiza.
Carmada was the guy who got drafted. I don't even know who that is. So there's a player I don't know. I know I've seen his name, but like I don't.
Wait. Who did the Chiefs draft?
The Bucks took Jake Carmada.
Oh yeah, the punter.
He was not a punter that I really like. I knew about Stonehouse, Araiza, Penn State kid who got taken just out. Carmada, yeah. I know there was a big deal about his work out of Georgia. Like there were a lot of teams there, but I'm not giving anything higher than an F for a punter kicker.
What if it's Matt Araiza?
In the 7th round, I might give it a better grade.
Man.
The same with long snappers too, by the way.
Hey, long snappers are people too.
Please,
is it Khalil Shakir?
No, it's not a guy that you're gonna have a lot of notes on. This is like a guy I studied, and he's not a high-profile player at all.
Okay, well, I trust you. I can say that. Okay, who is it? Joshua Williams. Do I have this guy listed?
Division 3 guy. Let's go.
I do not. Once again, another guy. I'm being serious with guys. I have a top 250. And these names are killed. This is the 5th one, and Nick doesn't have any. This is unreal.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The guys I watched, I just went off of the consensus and of on mock draft database, and I went off of PFF's board.
I went off PFF's board too. I went off both of those boards.
So Joshua Williams, I have him 183. I have a high 6th round grade on him. This is late 5th, so not terrible.
No, this is late 4th.
Late 4th. So yeah, not terrible. It's still not terrible in my opinion. I'll give it a. They already took a corner, so it makes it a little bit better. This is like a C plus B minus. I have to think about it. When we watch guys at lower levels, specifically would compare a D3 tape guy to a high school tape guy. He has to dominate. He has to be clearly the best athlete on the field. This guy tested well. He's long. He's big. And the thing is, he's like scoring touchdowns all over the place on his highlight reel. And it's good ball skills. He can move. He's just not maybe got the best straight line speed. And obviously it's Division 3 football, so it has to translate to the NFL. I will say one thing that he did very well as well is he had multiple block kick returns for touchdowns this year too. So at least a special teamer. This is a guy I think you had to take earlier than you wanted because you knew a team was going to fall in love with a Division 3 guy and take him early. And I kind of love the Chiefs taking him because I think they're in a spot where they just need more corners.
Khalil Shakir, go to the Bengals, please. I know you're going to take a slot receiver. Please take one. You have to pay T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Get rid of Tyler Boyd and take Khalil Shakir. And they take Cordell Volson. Okay. I mean, they need offensive line, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know what position this guy plays yet.
Yeah, I think I'm higher on him. I do like him. I think he's a tackle.
I think he might be big. That might be the thing. So he might have to be a tackle. Or he might be one of those. I got to look at his size. Do you have his size in front of you?
I do not know. I'm not going to lie, dude. I accidentally put the wrong school in my notes. I accidentally put Miami, Ohio. He goes to North Dakota State.
There's a North Dakota and North Dakota State guy later in this draft. I had this as a 7th round grade. I'm not as high on this guy. He's 6'6", 315. So yeah, he's kind of too tall to be a guard. He kind of has to play tackle.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. But I'm checking out his OIS right now. If you want
I kind of expected him to be. He looked like he should play guard, and he's just too big to be a guard.
Yeah, I'm checking.
Not the best athlete.
OIS. Yeah, OIS takes a minute to load, so hold on, everybody, for just a second. The Patriots pick is now in, or they're on the clock actually, but the pick will be in just a second. OIS is not loading. I'm very annoyed.
I have a 2.5 score, and that means he's probably around 50th percentile.
Okay. Back to a commercial break. I keep on switching back and forth because Hulu I get ads, so I just keep on switching back and forth. All right, Patriots up. What you got? What you got up your sleeve, Billy?
You got 7 picks left in this round, and none of these teams, maybe except for Pittsburgh, seem like QB teams.
They have 30 seconds on the clock.
Interesting.
Looking for a trade, maybe?
Potentially. I'm gonna get up and use the bathroom really quickly here.
Yeah, going ahead. Okay, pick is in, by the way.
What's up?
Pick is in.
Oh, okay. I'll come back. I might miss this pick, but I'll be back.
That's fine. Matt pick. You're talking about for the Bengals? Hey, it's whatever. I don't know. I'm trying to look up his RAS, but RAS is not loading for me, which is really, really unfortunate. Alrighty. Patriots, who you got? Chat, how you guys doing? We got 9 people in here. All of you guys are draft nerds like us, so we appreciate you guys showing up. Lost to the Bills in the AFC Championship game. 47 points allowed during Bill Belichick era. That's the most. That's absurd. Yep, Bill Belichick is the greatest coach of all time. We understand this. Thank you, NFL. Mac Jones, 22 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, started all 17 games. Damian Harris had 15 rushing touchdowns last year. That's crazy. Holy crap. That's way more than I thought. Yep, traded Bashak Mason. Exchange for a 5th-round pick. That's what a joke. Finished top 10 in scoring, offense, and defense. Interesting. That's interesting. Christian Baltimore, 33 QB pressures in 2021. Interesting. I mean, he had a good year last year. Oh, yeah. Devontae Parker's on this team. I forget.
Anyone cool come off the board?
No, the pick hasn't been announced yet.
Okay, so I didn't even miss anything. Nice.
Oh, Jabril Peppers is on this team, too. What the heck?
Yeah, they'd signed him kind of later.
They also signed Malcolm Butler. God, what a weird free agency for the Patriots. Yeah, they lost J.C. Jackson. Yeah, obviously. Chase Winovich, who's not really that good. Yeah, Ted Garris. Kyle Van Noy, did he retire or what's up with him?
I think he's. Yeah, maybe he's back on the page. He was back on the Patriots, right?
Yeah, and now he's
Kyle might be retiring.
He's not very good anymore. He is a free agent. He had a good run with New England for a little bit.
Total QB's taken 4 or total specialists taken 3. Yeah, Max. I don't know, man.
Wait, what's up?
There's been nearly as many specialists taken as QBs.
That's sad. I'm gonna go ahead and say that is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not. It's really stupid.
Like, I understand this quarterback class.
I think teams are afraid to take QBs. Like, I think there's gonna be drama if they take a quarterback.
Which is stupid. Just take one, man. Why did Malik Willis fall that far? I just don't understand.
If you have drama in your locker room because of a quarterback pick, then the quarterback who's creating drama is an issue, and he should be gone.
Yeah, I agree.
No, the quarterback comes off the board.
Oh, really? Wait, there's a quarterback taken?
Patriots just took one.
Oh, no. It's not Sam Howell, too. That's the thing. It's not Sam Howell, is it? This is unbelievable. Bailey Zappi went over Sam Howell!
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. It's horrible. Like, I don't even what do we not know about Sam Howell?
What are we doing? What is wrong with
Sam
Howell?
someone?
This is ridiculous. What is wrong with Sam Howell? What is wrong with him?
Really weird. I'm wondering what
Oh my god.
PFS or Mike Renner's thinking right now because he was their
This is
QB1 for a while.
Bailey Zappi? Bailey Zappi? Bailey Zappi. If you would have told me Bailey Zappi goes over Carson Strong, I would get that. I would get it. I would disagree, but I would get it because maybe the medicals are bad. What is wrong with Sam Howell? This is ridiculous.
There has to be something we don't know. That's got to be it. Like I can't.
There's got to be.
Imagine.
How is Sam Howell still on the board? Let alone, how did Bailey Zappi go over him? What are we doing? That's an F. I don't care. That's an F.
So I don't like to grade based on people who are available.
Yes.
I just like to grade based on like where on the board. So let's say like you're just drafting quarterbacks. Zappi I actually had as a like late third round guy. Nah, for early fourth actually is where I ended up with him.
I had him like mid fourth. So
but like he's a backup quarterback. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get this at all.
Maybe processing speed. I don't care about Sam Howell is a.
He doesn't have better processing speed than Sam Howell. Like I don't know really what you could argue Bailey Zappi does better than Sam Howell. Maybe he throws better passes into contested catch situations. But that's about it.
Even then, like
pocket presence, maybe.
Pocket presence, probably. Like Sam Howell's pocket presence is flat out bad. But
yeah,
I don't care, dude. Like his arm talent alone.
Better athlete.
So you're telling me that Sam Howell is a 5th round pick?
Yeah, I mean that's where we're headed.
That's unreal. That's unbelievable.
Barring Steelers or another team like thinking they need a QB here, or somebody taking a backup quarterback again.
This is ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous. What are we doing? Did someone kill Sam Howell? Yeah. Someone. Oh, that's funny. You messaged that, and then my friend literally just messaged that.
Yeah.
To me. Someone literally just messaged me. Did someone kill Sam Howell? And I think the answer is Sam Howell drafted officially later than Ian Book.
Yeah, I saw that.
That is so stupid. Sam Howell could be a day one starter.
Mm-hmm. Again, I had a friend who thought that Jack Cohn was better than him. So it's not like there weren't people who just don't like him.
Naji Harris is making the next pick. I kind of like what he's wearing. It looks kind of cool.
Yeah, and we know there are scouts that like Sam Howell.
Yes, we do. Calvin Austin to the Steelers. Okay, I like this. This is an A. This is an A. Over Khalil Shakir, I can't get on board with, but they're close enough to make it, so it's okay.
I had a 3rd round grade on Calvin Austin. This is a value.
Yep.
Deep threat.
Small.
Small could be a punt returner a little bit, maybe. He's definitely got the speed. He's undersized, but in space with the ball in his hands, he makes a difference.
Yep. I'm with you. I like Howell. Yeah. Even if you don't like Howell, this range is getting stupid.
Memphis skill position guys really are like a thing now.
Yeah, last year, great year, about 1,100 yards, I believe 10 touchdowns. He was a part of the track team as well for Memphis, and as he should have been. I mean, this guy's a speed demon. I'm still blown away that Bailey Zappi.
I think that's Bill Belichick just being really conservative in the type of quarterbacks he likes. Like he wants pocket passers, and that's kind of what I think. I know they had Cam Newton for 1 year. I think that he was like investigating what a mobile guy would look like, and I think he has gone back to his roots of basically playing 1980s football, and he wants a guy who's similar to Mac Jones. And I will say that Bailey Zappi is more like Mac Jones and Sam Howell, but that doesn't a reason to take him over a better player.
No, absolutely not. Sam Howell, I mean, we talked about it. Like he could be like, Ravens. Oh, wow. Whoa.
Okay, here we go.
Wow.
Tight end again.
Wow. Okay, this is weird. So you just took Charlie Kohler, and now you took they were avoiding wide receiver as much as humanly possible, which is kind of funny, but I mean that's what they do. They don't like wide receivers. Like they don't
put 3 tight ends out there. I mean Isaiah Likely, quite frankly,
he could be a wide receiver.
Could be a wide receiver for them.
He could be a wide receiver. I mean Isaiah Likely, Didn't test as well as we thought, but if you want to talk about production again, like this is probably he was, I would argue, probably the second best tight end in college football last year behind Jim McBride.
The issue with his testing is that he wasn't fast and he's not big,
No.
But in terms of explosiveness, like the dude jumped really well, and you see that on tape. Like he hurdles a couple guys, undersized, unreal with the ball in his hands. And I think in space he's a great blocker, not in line. But this is like he's fun, man. Like I am all in on this. This is an A+.
Yeah, I mean, this is wild. And the Green Bay pick is already in. Good Lord. Khalil Shakir. Actually, no, they took Romeo Doubs. So they're not going to do it. Zach Tom finally goes. Here we go. Okay, Zach Tom to Green Bay. A+. Easy. Easy A+.
Yeah, I mean, they're starting to get some good picks on the O-line.
Yeah, back-to-back A+. We went from Bailey Zappi to Zach Tom. That's kind of funny, but
crazy. Dude, likely one of the higher players I've had come off the board today. I had him at 70. So
Sam Howell is in my top 20, and he is a 5th-round pick.
He actually is the highest player I've had come off the board today. It's likely.
My highest, our highest graded player going into day 3 was Sam Howell.
Yeah.
And we are now about to enter round 5.
Yeah, my number 21 player got outpicked by a player I had ranked 102 the same position.
Where is Sam Howell for me? I got to double check to make sure he is 20 because he might be 21. Sam Howell is number 20 on my board. He's ahead of Trevor Walker, who went number 1 overall.
Yep, same.
That is ridiculous. And yeah, maybe we're higher on Sam Howell, maybe, but
I think our issue is we didn't get that these guys would go lower, so we're a little higher on these QBs in consensus, and we could have adjusted for that, but that was kind of a late development in terms of reporting. But I don't think it's necessarily wrong. I think you can make an argument. I still think the Trevor Walker pick sucks, and
it's awful. It's an F.
Here we are.
Trevor Walker is an F. It's like not even close. Like I made a video about that, and people got mad. They're like, "Oh no, Trevor Walker isn't an F." And I said, "When you're the worst first overall pick in the last over 20 years, you're an F." Like there has never been a bad first overall pick.
Yeah,
as a prospect, there was never been a bad first overall pick. That was there's never been a first overall pick that you question.
Russell.
Okay, but even then, at the time, like people viewed that as a good pick.
Yeah, incorrectly, but yeah.
Incorrectly, yes, but I'm just saying as a prospect, Trevor Walker is the worst first overall pick we have seen in a long time.
The only thing I'd say that is Jamarcus Russell comes out today and he doesn't get drafted. He just wasn't good at anything. He was big and had a strong arm. That was his thing.
Yes. He wasn't very accurate.
There were a lot of screen passes.
Yeah.
It was like we were watching statistics.
People didn't know how to scout back then. They just didn't. I mean, maybe they did because Calvin Johnson went 2nd overall. I mean, I guess that's also kind of.
Well, you don't see. I mean, if you want to know, like, if you go back and look at drafts in the early 2000s versus now, and there are just so many more busts early rounds than there are nowadays. The scouting has gotten way better.
Okay, so the Ravens are up again. Khalil Shakir, please.
Zach Tom, a top 100 player for me, 99 overall. So.
Yeah, I had him in my top 80. I love Zach Tom. I mean, you want to talk about pass protection. I mean, I think he's a great pass protector. He lacks power, but I think he's got the athleticism. I think he has the size. I think he can play tackle and guard. Wherever they play him, I think he's going to do a good job. Zion McCollum, by the way, still on the board.
Up with the Ravens again, so we can have some fun here again.
Yeah, I'm every time I see the Ravens card pop up, I get happy because I know it's going to be a good pick.
Khalil Shakir still available.
Yeah, please, Ravens, please, Ravens, please. Like their worst pick, I'd argue, is for me, it's Daniel.
It's a punter.
Oh no, a punter. I don't know why I was going to say Daniel, but his name popped up. The worst pick is a punter, but who cares?
I mean, for me, it's either Falele or Armour Davis, but both of those I have B's on, which, like, for me, a B is like a good pick,
Yes, a B is a good pick. They have yet to have a bad pick outside of the punter.
Nope.
Packers steal another O-lineman. Yeah, I mean.
That being said, like they not only did their only bad pick was a punter, but they got their choice of what punter they wanted to, and still are making good picks.
Yeah.
If they want more O-line, Donovan West, Shamari Sawyer, Darian Kennard still on the board, Kellen D still on the board. Defensively, they haven't taken a linebacker yet. Darian Beavers, Micah McFadden, Malcolm Rodriguez, all good athletes who I think played well last year.
Ravens pick. Have you seen it?
Nope, not yet.
Please make another good pick, please.
If they wanted to take another running back, there are some guys I like here. I think receivers where I gotta go though. I mean,
Ooh, okay.
There we go. First player that I do not know.
Yeah. I know who this is. I think maybe. Hold on. No, I do not know who this is. So we apologize for everybody. This is the first person. We do not know, either of us know who this is. That is a normal player, like non-special team.
So often happens to be the Ravens in a secondary pick.
I saw his height. So it was 5'10". Decently built. His arms.
Let's see if Max had him. I'm gonna pull up the Boomer Bust big board.
Yeah, pull up the Boomer Bust big board. He was 2020 honorable mention to all AAC. In his career, he had 20 passes defended and 3 interceptions. I mean, I don't know. It's whatever, I guess. It's probably a bad pick, but who cares? I just don't get over Zion McCollum. I just don't get it.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. I'm still scrolling. Haven't found him yet.
Have you typed out his name?
Oh, I could just do that.
Yeah.
Merriam.
Yeah, Merriam.
Max did have him at 209.
Okay.
So
we just didn't watch him.
No, that's like 6th round. It's still like way off the board though. Like
it is way off the board. I agree, but it's okay. The first bad pick. Congratulations, Ravens! You finally had your first bad pick after having about 7 good ones.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, good job. You finally had your first bad pick. Congrats.
And we haven't watched him either, so like
Yeah, we haven't, and maybe he's a steal. We haven't watched him, so we don't know. The Rams pick is now in. Washington at 144. So we're in the 5th round, right?
That Washington's pick is the first pick of the 5th round.
Okay, so we are now close to approaching the 5th round.
With Sam Howell still on the board.
With Sam Howell still on the board. What if Carson Strong goes undrafted? Those medicals must be
I think it's
horrible.
possible at this point.
I've been saying, I told you guys a while ago he might fall to day 3, and Max didn't believe me. He said there's no shot, but he might go undrafted at this point, which if he does, those medicals must be horrible.
Well, we discussed it on the show, and it's not something that just improves, right? Like, it's going to be there. They can't fix his knee.
Yeah, that knee is beyond your control.
It's a degenerative issue.
If Carson Strong gets drafted above Sam Howell, what do we do?
I mean,
it'd be awful.
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad.
It'd be horrible.
I don't think it's. I'm gonna be quite frank with you. I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, I agree.
Like, I think it's a very low chance it happens.
Okay, well, we also thought that about Bailey Zappi, dude.
Yeah, I think that was more likely than Carson Strong actually at this point.
I guess.
Just because the guy could end up being a backup quarterback, that's fine, you know. I mean, it could be that every team has that guy off their board, Carson Strong.
Maybe. Rams, the Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams.
Their 2nd pick.
This is their 3rd pick.
3rd pick. Who they take in the last one? No, this is their 2nd pick.
No, I swear they made a pick already.
Yeah, they made 1 pick yesterday. They made the Logan Russ pick, which actually was a good pick for the Rams relative to what we normally see from them.
Jesse Cortez.
Rams oh my God! Team. All right, here we are. We're in the.
Okay.
We're in deep now.
Who are you? I think I actually have this guy ranked. I think I do. Never mind. No, I don't. He's small. He's 5'9.5", 180. So he's small, and he plays outside. South Carolina State, by the way. Not South Carolina. South Carolina State.
Oh, my God.
2021 first team FCS AP All-American.
They love taking small school guys. Like, they are just big into that.
Yeah.
Let's see if Max had him. Max
He had,
did.
he had, he had, a, he, had a, he, had, he, had a, he had a pick for his Clemson, and it was a really nice one.
He had him 230th on his board.
Okay. Logan Bruz and what's his name? Jacoby Durant. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, taking a small school guy that played all right against Clemson is interesting.
Yeah.
Never be against that personally.
I'm gonna check out PFF real quick to see how well he played versus them. Because if he had a good game against them, then I'm kind of in, you know.
Yeah.
Still 129. Okay, by player. NCAA. What's his name? Jacoby?
Decobie, Decobie. Durant.
Jacoby Durant. Yep, here we go. Jacoby Durant. Let's check out. I mean, 73 grade against Clemson.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
I mean, again, he's a
targeted 9 times, allowed 4 catches.
Very undersized FCS kid. I'm not gonna give it an F. I'll give it like a D plus, but you know, it's just because I don't think anyone would have taken this guy, quite frankly. But interesting. I mean, this is what the Rams do. They love taking guys that no one else knows.
Yeah, they do.
Because I think Sean McVay is just a nerd, man. I think he just goes and.
Oh, never mind. He had 2 interceptions versus Clemson.
Oh my god, that's definitely enough to get him picked in the draft when someone.
Yeah, 2 interceptions. 2 interceptions, and one of them was a pick 6 and 3. Wow, 3 pass breakups, 2 picks, and a touchdown. Okay, wow. I mean,
balled out against Clemson. Clemson's not as good as they were normally.
No, Clemson's not as good as they were, but still, like, it's a Power 5 conference.
Yeah.
And a good team. Like, they're a decent team, at least compared to them. Not a lot of penalties, only had 4. 2 of them came in one game, though.
Titans are the last pick in the 4th round here.
By the way, did not play a lot of snaps in the slot. He played a total of 460 coverage snaps and only played 65 in the slot.
And he's
5'9".
Yeah,
he has to be outside. Maybe it's the Darius Williams replacement.
Ooh.
It hasn't popped up for me. I had to change because of the ad. Who is it? Oh, wow. Okay, so freak athlete.
Okonkwo gets drafted. I heard that this guy would go earlier than people thought. Chigoziem Okonkwo.
Really small.
Really small tight end.
Yeah, what is he?
Great athlete. He's 238 pounds, 6'3".
Yeah, that's ridiculous. He's really small. He might as well play. He might as well play receiver.
Where you see his athleticism pop up is separating and his yards to the catch. He might be a receiver. I had him as one of my lowest graded players because I just think there's a lot of work to do. Like, I don't know what position he is. He might not be a tight end. 248 on my board. Lowest player who's come off so far, outside of the guys who I didn't have ranked, obviously. I don't hate it for Tennessee with the offense they run, but there's a lot of work to be done here.
Agreed. I agree. Yeah, Bailey Zappi will be a great backup forever.
He is like just your prototypical backup QB. The Commanders up again here.
Sam Howell.
Yeah.
Please. Please.
They're not going to make a good pick.
Please. Just
if I were to make
do
a guess,
it.
If I were to make a guess.
He's not Baker Mayfield. Just do it.
If I were to make a guess.
I think it's top tier. First pick of the 5th round, take him. Just take him.
I don't think they're going to take him.
Just do it.
I think they go guard or linebacker with this pick, probably.
Please. I just saw the pick. I saw the pick. Congrats. That's all I'm going to say. Congrats.
Well, okay. So we knew they liked Sam Howell.
Yes! Finally! Thank you!
Oh, it is him? Okay, awesome. Because
Yes!
it's just getting revealed to me.
Yes.
Huge. I mean, here.
Sam Howell is the A+. A++++.
Yeah, that's an A+ pick.
Easy A+ pick. I mean, this is your potential franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
Why is he here? We don't know. Sam Howell, listen, Nakobe Dean was a heck of a steal. I would argue this is almost as big of a steal. He went in the Sam Howell went in the 5th round.
And look, even
what are we doing?
People that didn't like him this year started out with him ranked as like a top 15 player, you know?
Yes. This guy was battling for QB1 before the season started with Spencer
time at North Carolina with all the weapons they lost, but
O-line's bad too. Horrible O-line.
Horrible O-line. He started out ugly early, and he turned it around and really had a good year, you know?
Improved as a rusher. Improved heavily as a rusher.
Yeah.
He's not a good improviser, but he improved as a rusher big time. And he breaks tackles, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was second in college football in broken tackles per run.
And he's got a heck of an arm. This is interesting. Interesting. The comp that Max and I had for him was Dak Prescott, who also is a guy that kind of fell on draft night. You know, it's certainly there.
I'd be pumped if I were you, dude. I'd be pumped.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
This is unbelievable. This makes up for all the bad picks. You got Sam Howell in the
dude. It's not gonna make up for everything. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. You took him in the 5th round.
He's cheap as dirt.
There's a chance that they don't see him as a long-term plan as their starter. You know.
But what if he goes into camp and shows he could be? Because I think he can. Great. I think he can. He's talented. We both know he is talented enough to be a franchise quarterback. Like we said it, he could be Dak Prescott.
Yeah. I think he has that upside. We thought he could be a top 2 pick early in the year. It was him and Spencer Rattler to start out. And it's just been a tough process for him. Like really, it's been unfortunate, but he has the tools. He really does. He has all the tools, and he's accurate. Like he had the best deep ball in terms of accuracy and power in this class.
Best deep ball thrower in the class.
And if you purely were to go off of that, which I think is not like a bad way to judge quarterbacks, then he's your QB1. And it was Max's QB1. He was Nico's QB1. He was Mike Renner's QB1 for a while. I still kind of believe he was. I think the consensus board at PFF kind of messed that up.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Chiefs, dude. Chiefs are crushing it. Oh my God. Chiefs are crushing it.
And I will say, if he is the pick at 11 and you shift all of our picks down around, I feel much better about this draft, quite frankly.
Yeah, fair enough.
As silly as it sounds, but it's the truth.
How can this that might be the best pick of the whole draft?
Yeah,
like that's unbelievable.
I'm just like they passed on him 5 times too, you know.
Yeah, he'll prove them wrong in camp. I believe that. Sam Howell is talented enough to be a starting quarterback in the league. He was my QB3. I had him above Pickett. Because I like to take when I look at quarterbacks, I like to go for ceiling. And the way I do it, Sam Howell's ceiling is higher than Katie Pickett's. And that's why I'd Corral at 2 and I'm Malik Willis at 1 because I look at ceiling, especially in a weak quarterback class. You got to take a swing for the ceiling. And dude, the Chiefs are killing it, man. Oh my God. Have you seen the pick?
Yes, great pick.
What a pick, man! What a
he is
pick.
Depth for them, I think. But oh my God,
yeah. Is he better than Lucas Niang? My answer is
I don't think he's playing tackle. I just don't think that's within his.
I agree. I don't think he should play tackle, but they might play him a tackle because Lucas Niang.
And New England's not bad. Is he? I think he's fine.
I think he's bad. Dude, Bubba, congrats, man. I mean, this is ridiculous. He should not be here.
Even so, you've got Joe Thuney, who played some tackle last year and rotated out when he had injury tackles, and then you could slide this guy into guard when that happens. And then Trey Smith, who, as much as I love Trey Smith, look, he has medical issues. I like the insurance here.
Sure. First team All-Pro, not first team All-Pro, first team All-SEC selection, Mauler in the run game.
Yep.
And I think that's what they want to build. They want to build a run game. Have they drafted a running back? I don't think they have.
No.
Okay. Well, they could possibly get one later in the round, but and we say he's a bad pass protector. I don't think he's really that bad.
He's just messy. He's just messy. Pen's weird. He's not great balance, and it's
It's not that he's bad. It's just he needs a bit of cleanup. Just a bit of cleanup.
I don't know that he can slide that well, but he has lost weight, so that's kind of. It's kind of maybe more of a possibility, but
yeah, I agree.
yeah, I mean,
started 39 of his 46 career games. So
even Mel Kiper, who didn't like Sam Howell, by the way, had him 50 on his draft board.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. You got the steal of the draft. Sam Howell is a 5th round pick. Yeah. If you told me Sam Howell was a 5th round pick, I would have laughed at you. Giants pick is in, by the way. You might have seen it. Giants have killed day 1, but then everything else has been a mess. Dane Belton's okay, but other than that, everything else is a mess.
Yeah. I like the Dane Belton pick.
Wandale's a heck of a reach.
Cardale Flat was okay.
As a do was bad. Float was bad.
Dude, they're all like, no, I don't think that was that bad. They're all like, like it's kind of like, I don't want to say like C- picks, but they're like, they're not Fs, but they're not great,
No. They're like all D's or C's in my opinion. Yeah. Dane Belton's a C, I think, but day 1 they killed it, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh my God, De'Ami Brown reunited with Sam Howell.
Ooh, good call. Good call.
At least he's tweeting about it, so that's why I know.
Oh yeah.
And JP Finley, who reported, I don't know if I've ever brought up JP Finley on the show, but he's a big NBC Sports Washington reporter. Wandale over Pickens was crazy. I agree. Yeah. He says that if 5th round for Sam Howell made too much sense to pass up, if Carson Wentz is mad about a 5th round QB, then Carson Wentz isn't the answer anyway, and that's exactly how I feel about it.
There is a legit chance. It's probably not going to happen because of what you trade for Carson. What you trade for Carson Wentz, there is a legit chance that Sam Howell is a better day 1 quarterback.
Bears are trading a 6th rounder next year to go up 20 spots here, making their pick. At 148.
Giants wide receivers passed already when targeted 61.7, second lowest in the NFL. That is so sad. And they spent the most money on wide receivers last season. Crazy.
Yep.
What a dumpster fire.
Remember how Washington traded back and they got Sam Howell?
Dude, how? How was he there?
Jeez. Yeah, it's wild to me. It's just wild.
It's absurd.
Does it fix the entire draft for me? No, but it makes me feel a heck of a lot better.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They didn't reach on a pick finally. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, they did the exact opposite of a reach. Thoughts on Lewis Syn? We thought it was a solid pick. We think it's their Harrison Smith replacement. Rams trade for Troy Hill. What? Did they really?
He was on the Rams before, wasn't he? He was.
He was on the Browns. He's bad. On Troy Hill. Yeah, it says right here the Browns are trading Troy Hill back to the Rams. Interesting. It just happened 5 minutes ago. Micah McFadden, linebacker from Indiana, is the pick here.
I like Micah McFadden. This is good value. He is like the poor man's Leo Chenal in this draft.
I had him at 185. So this is fine. This is fine.
I had him 114 actually. So this is
good
for me.
You really liked him. This is an A+ then.
High 4th, yeah. One of the best tacklers in the draft, in my opinion. Plays with speed, power, flies around, but he's a box player only. Like, this guy should not be covering at all. That's the issue that I have with him.
I agree.
6'1", 240, a little bit small, but overall, like, good athlete, not an elite athlete. But if you need a guy to, like, stop the run, get in on run fits, he's going to do it for you.
Giants' second pick is now in. We'll see what they take here.
Oh, and I've heard this guy's name before, but I don't have anything.
DJ Davidson. I actually think he's on my board. I think he is. DJ. Hold on. Nope, he is out of my board. Another guy who I do not have. I'm getting unlucky with this, man. This is unreal. Maybe most of the guys I like just aren't going to go drafted.
I know there was another guy in this draft from Arizona State whose name eludes me, who was
top 5 drafts so far. Well, I don't know the exact order, but I'm just going to throw some names out there. Ravens are destroying it. Jets killing it. Chiefs killing it. Giants day 1 killed it, and ever since then they've kind of slowed down a lot. Cardinals I thought have been good. I'm gonna call them top 5. Eagles have been good. There's more teams if I think about it. Broncos I thought have killed it so far. Nick Benito thought that was a good pick. Who else has done a good job?
Except for Kenneth Walker, I have Seattle's draft.
Yeah, except for Kenneth Walker. Literally, except for Kenneth Walker. Oh my god! I just saw the Bills are trading up. Oh my gosh! No way! Oh my gosh! Wow! Unbelievable! Should not be here.
Oh, is it Khalil Shakir?
You want me to tell you?
Is it Khalil Shakir?
It's Khalil Shakir.
All right. Well,
this is what are we doing, man? Another team. Kyle Elam's a great pick. James Cook is a solid pick. I thought that was fine. Who they take after those two? I forgot.
Terrell Bernard, who also weren't.
Terrell Bernard, I didn't really like that, no. But have they done anything
This is a good, not great draft to me. Because the James Cook pick was a little early, but this is great.
Khalil Shakir, why is he here? He could plug in day 1 and play.
Yep, and they need a slot guy.
They need a slot guy, and he can play. Gosh, what a pick. What an awesome pick. Khalil Shakir, there it is.
Let me talk about Khalil Shakir if I can pull up my notes on him really quick.
Yeah, go on.
I had him
he's your guy.
37th overall on my board, like a high second-round grade. I always thought he was being a little undervalued, and I'm honestly, quite frankly, a little shocked that he fell this far. I really thought he would at least go like 4th round, which is what I would have predicted where he would go if I were to predict before the draft started. So he's 6 foot 196, which is really pretty good size for slot. Ran a 4.43, RAS of 83% percentile. So like he wasn't the fastest or the quickest guy, but he was good enough as an athlete. Lots of production in college. Excellent at the catch play. He's a downfield physical player with A+ body control. Powerful after the catch, breaks tackles, sudden shift you in space. This is a guy you can throw the ball short, he can give you yak, and also he can make these spectacular fetches downfield, and also punt return ability. So just a fun player, in my opinion. He reminded me kind of a spark plug version of Jalen Tolbert in this draft, who went way earlier. So I'm a fan.
Rappaport just tweeted out and said the Washington Commanders were never going to draft someone to compete with Carson Wentz, but they may have selected someone in his backup in Sam Howell. I guarantee you he will start for that team.
Yeah, well, there's gonna be fans. The moment Carson Wentz has a bad game, there's going to be pressure to start him.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see how it does in training camp, but I'm going to go on record and go ahead and say I think Sam Howell is going to have a good training camp.
And I can tell you there are people on Twitter right now who are saying, like, he might be better than Carson Wentz right now. But, I don't know about that.
It's close. It is close.
It's closer than people will think.
Carson Wentz is not very good. Carson Wentz is not very good.
Yeah, but I also think, again, like the thing about these QBs is a lot of them weren't ready to start, so we'll see.
No, yeah. Fair enough. Steelers had a great day too. One was mid. Kenny Pickett was fine. George Pickens was good. Who else did they take? I can't really think. Hold on, let me pull it up. I pulled it up on Instagram real quick. I'm surprised we never saw Sam Howell's reaction to being drafted.
I wonder what the Rams traded for Troy Hill. Commanders are up again, man. So I'm about to get sad again.
What do you mean? What do you mean again? You just came off the best pick of the draft.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's the only good pick they made.
Jahan Dotson, none of the picks are bad. Right?
Calvin this
Austin.
Is the end of
DeMarvin Leal. Yeah, the Steelers. I feel like the Steelers are another name we have to throw in as a good draft. Kenny Pickett, George Pickens, DeMarvin Leal, Kenny Austin, Calvin Austin.
Interesting.
Ooh, Cole Turner. Okay, this is interesting. How do you feel about it?
Well, they need tight end because I don't know how Logan Thomas's knee is going. It's the news on that is not great. Which I don't know why, but it always seems like whenever one of our players get injured, they take longer.
All the top tier tight ends are pretty much gone. So I don't hate this pick. Hey, it's better than Jalen Wydermyer.
Yes. Did I have him below Jaden? I don't know. I moved Wydermyer way down, but
Yeah,
I still liked his film, so he might have been above Cole Turner for me. He was still above Cole Turner for me.
Cole Turner, though, 62 catches for about 700 yards, played with Carson Strong. I would say he was like, I mean, it says right there.
Weird body type.
PFF.
6'6", 250.
Yeah, PFF, 17 contested catches in 2021. That was tied for the most in the Group 5. And he had 36 first-down receptions, and that was the second most of all tight ends in Group 5. So cool. I think he's solid. He's a solid guy.
Yeah, he's I don't know how good of a blocker he is, and he's slow is the thing. He's not very fast.
Texans traded up.
Thin frame, 6'6", big. He's got quick releases and good footwork. That's kind of his thing. I honestly think him and Gray is like the poor man's Greg Dulcich in this class.
Yeah, fair enough. Kenny Pickett was a day 2 pick. Let's be serious now. I don't agree with that.
I did have him great as a second rounder. So.
I did too, but like he's a guy who like can go first round.
Yeah.
Texans, interesting draft. Stanley, fantastic. Kenyon Green was bad. David Peachy was great. John Mechie was awful. Christian Harris good, and Damian Pierce was fantastic. So, interesting draft from them.
Okay.
Either great picks or bad picks.
It's not like they haven't had talent in this draft. Yeah, I mean, the Stingley thing for me is just still, it makes me so happy. Love that Chris Sims was upset about it.
Good. I bet Stingley proved all the haters wrong. All of them wrong.
Yep.
All of them. And he's going to continue to do it. He is the best corner in the class, and he will show it.
I'm talking about a guy that didn't have the best last 2 years at a position of value. Like, that guy goes third. Sam Howell, 144.
Yeah, it's funny.
I do think there's fear to take quarterbacks. I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah. Fair enough. Minus 172 point differential for the Texans in 2021. Worst in franchise history. Not ideal. Texans.
Ooh.
Thomas Booker. Okay. This is interesting.
Betting on traits. So this pick's good because of that. I had him lower, but I really don't mind it here at all.
Yeah, this is an interesting pick. I think this is interesting. So, 2-time second team All 12 or All Pac-12 team. So
really,
that's not bad. Yes, which kind of shocked me a little bit.
Yeah, he really wasn't that good. Like his tape is pretty bad. He's an unreal athlete, and it's just like, can you put it together? And at this point in the draft, like, it is so worth it to be betting on that.
Oh, absolutely. Where do I have Thomas Booker? Thomas Booker is I have him 146.
So you're like right there with him.
Yeah, I do like him. I've always liked him. I always thought this would be about. I would have taken him in the 5th round. I would have taken him in the 4th round. I think his ceiling is worth it. Okay, Falcons,
I bet you there were teams who considered him at that point, just because we've seen guys like him get taken in the 4th.
Yes.
We've seen guys like him get taken in the 2nd. I mean, Tyquan Thornton went last night.
Let's not talk about that. Falcons up. Who's the best player on my board? Is there anyone in my top 100 still left? Tyler Rozier, hey, your guy. Here we go.
Oh, let's go. And the Falcons needed a starting running back.
Yep. Okay, so
top guy on my board right now. One of them. He might be. No, he isn't. He is. He's in my top 5 available right now for certain.
Reminds me of James Conner a little bit. A little bit faster, but reminds me of James Conner a little bit.
So I come from the Blastoise. He is 5'11", 220. I think is his measurables. Like, he is rocked up. He's got that Mike Tolbert body, 5'11", 224, and he can run kind of like he ran in the 4.5s, which for his size is ridiculous. He's not like maybe he ran in the 4.6. Okay, he's not super fast, but I think he has the burst, at least in the short area, quickness that is excellent. Elite power, vision is good. One of those guys who just hits the hole and no one wants to tackle him. He was my RB3.
1,100 yards after contact.
Yeah, great. Breaking tackles is what you look for.
Great.
And he is, in my opinion, I really have Cordero Patterson, but if whoever's the normal starting running back there, I think it's him.
I agree. And also 23 rushing touchdowns last year. That was tied for the most in college football. And 76 broken tackles or forced missed tackles. That was also number one of all running backs. I mean, I like him a lot. I know he's your guy, but I like him a lot.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Okay, is there anyone in my top 100 that's still left outside of Carson Strong? Is there anybody? Jerry Ely, Kenzane Barre,
my top 100
Zion McCollum,
players remaining.
Donovan West, Pascal Garrett, Tariq Woolen,
I have 7.
Kellen Beach, Tariq Smith, Justin Ross. That's it.
So my number 51 player, Kellen Deesh, is still on the board. That one kind of shocks me, man, because he's a good athlete, and I thought he had good film too.
Everyone in my top 50 is gone, which makes me happy.
God, I have no idea who this player is for the Broncos.
Who are you?
Yep.
Can you check the consensus?
I don't think Max had him. Oh, there's no way. I definitely did not see that name. I can type it in though. Dude, really? Delarin? No, he's not.
The Browns took the highest kicker in a draft since 2016.
Yeah. Is that Roberto Aguayo?
Yeah, I believe so. Who is this guy? A passer rating allowed of 60. I guess that's good. I just don't know who he is. Oh, man, they're showing the Cliff Kingsbury moment in his house in 2020. That was so sick. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I do.
That was hilarious.
It's a big...
He made it look as extra as humanly possible. I mean, he had the fire pit. There was 4 phones, 3 computers. What are you doing, Cliff? Okay, here we go. Tariq Woolen to the Seahawks. Okay.
This is the type of team you would expect to take him, right?
Over Zion McCollum.
Yeah, that one wild to me.
He's just as good of an athlete, and he's just better.
Yep. Well, this is still a very good pick to me. I had him 112 on my board.
This is a great pick.
So freaky.
Yeah, this is a great pick. It's just over Zion McCollum.
But they might not even be considering McCollum.
I guess.
Quite frankly, we don't know what these teams are doing.
We had him as a top 10 corner. But anyway, let's get to Tariq Woolen. So, this is quite possibly one of the freakiest athletes we've ever seen at corner. 6'4", and 6'4" corners don't come around too often. This guy ran a 4.2. This guy is absurdly fast, but the thing is, he can't tackle, he can't cover, he's not a good run defender, he's not good in zone, he's not good in man, his hips are horrible. So this is all projection. There was very little good with this guy, and he has, quite frankly, I would say, bad tape against bad competition.
This is like Malik Willis, the corner, without the high-end highlights, basically,
Yeah, and the high-end highlights are what made Malik Willis possibly a first-round pick for us.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. He's not very good, but there was the ceiling you cannot ignore. You cannot ignore that ceiling. That ceiling is ridiculous, as the Eagles are on the clock.
And I like what's done here. They double down at tackle, and then they double down at corner.
Smart. Outside of Kenneth Walker, I think they're doing an okay job.
Yep.
Pick is not in yet. The Seahawks already took Walker. Yeah.
So I will say Washington is reporting that this is their backup QB. There's a very good chance that they're saying that because they don't want Wentz to think that there's a competition.
Yes. What if he wins the job? How hilarious would that be?
I don't think he's going to have a chance to win the job, but
I don't think he
there's
is
a chance that he could step in at some point during the season.
Does Taylor Heineke stick around? I mean,
I think he's gone. I think that's the big thing that's taken away. They might keep him around as a third for this year, but I don't think they extend him after that. Yeah.
Oh, no. He's gone after. I mean, he got his money. Congratulations to Taylor Heineke. You had a good game against the Bucs. I'm pretty sure that's all he wanted. Like, all he wanted was money, and he got his money. So, congratulations. And we have a trade. Jackson would trade up with the Eagles. But no, go ahead. What were you saying?
The reason I really don't think that the backup QB thing makes any sense is if you need a backup, you have a backup. Like Taylor Heineke is like prototypically like a good backup quarterback. Like,
yeah.
So it can't be that. But hopefully Carson Wentz doesn't read between the lines too much.
Well, Carson Wentz, I'm sorry, you're not very good.
Oh, it's a 5th round pick for Troy Hill. That's for the Browns to take that.
Okay, yeah, for sure. He wasn't good last year. But then again, he was really good on the Rams. But then again, Brandon Staley is gone. So is he going to continue to be bad? We'll see. Where's Darius Williams at? Is he on the Jaguars?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure. Jaguars defense ranked 20th. That's not horrible. That's interesting. 4th franchise to secure a number 1 overall pick in consecutive years in the common draft era, so since 1967. Ten plus losses in 10 of the last 11 seasons, and the one time they did it was when they made it to the AFC Championship.
Yeah, wild. That is just, so the Bears had like a 2003 year where they won 13 games, sandwiched by like a bunch of losing seasons, but they didn't win a playoff game that year. And the Jaguars won 2. It's kind of almost the most amazing like 1 year, one hit wonder we've ever seen.
Yeah,
that Jaguars team.
Yeah, I agree with you. Minus 20 turnover differential, worst in the NFL. Minus 201 point differential, worst in franchise history. Could we see the pick or no?
Not yet. They're still discussing. They have the needs listed as wide receiver, DL, linebacker, corner, safety, which is basically everything. They haven't taken a receiver yet, which is kind of shocking to me. Yeah, a little weird how they've operated. They've traded up now twice. They took 2 linebackers. They were good players, but I just, they also paid Foye Oluokun a lot of money. So I just, that was a little weird to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe they see Devin Lloyd as an edge player, but then you also have Josh Allen. So maybe they're changing to like a weird
hybrid scheme. And you drafted Trevor Walker.
Maybe you change into a hybrid scheme and you're putting Walker down, but then you're playing him in the position that you think he didn't play well at. So a weird draft from Jacksonville, certainly.
And back-to-back years where they've had weird drafts.
Yeah.
Because last year outside of Trevor Lawrence was quite frankly bad. Except shout out to your GOAT, Andre Sisco. Also, by the way, I'm just going to let everybody know now, we are actually going to be ending the stream early because Nick, unfortunately, has to do a couple things. And I don't want to sit here by myself for the rest of the draft and just kind of talk. I might go live on TikTok, though. I'll think about it. We'll see. I'm probably going to get some food, though, realistically, because I have not ate today. So think about that. But we're going to be live for about another 15-ish more minutes. We'll react to some of the next few picks. But once again, just thanks for watching. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out. I mean, I know this is a weird day. Oh, That pick might make you upset.
It'll make me upset.
Yeah.
Oh no, who is it?
Also, just not a good pick. Like,
if it's Tyler Goodson, I'm gonna cry.
you don't think he's good?
No, I love him. I just don't want him in Jacksonville.
Fair enough.
Like they don't need him. They have.
You got the position right.
Oh, it is running. Oh, well, what the heck, Jackson?
Second best running back on Ole Miss. Crazy pick. I know who he is. I didn't really watch him a whole lot because we were watching Ely. This is the point in the draft where you just start seeing some weird stuff. Donny's a big Ely fan. I'm not as high on Ely. He's clearly undersized, and that's going to be an issue with him.
You took the second best running back on the team. Congratulations.
Yeah.
He's a power back. That's all I can say.
I will say my RB7 is still available here, and he's a guy I haven't taken much higher, Devontae Price, and I'm hoping he gets drafted.
You took the wrong one.
They wrote the wrong one down.
You took the wrong one. Bad pick either way. If they take Jaron Ely, it's a bad pick. This is even worse. Why do you take it? You don't need a running back. You have ETN.
Yeah, they just drafted ETN. Oh my god.
You have ETN and you have James Robinson. Isn't Carlos Hyde still on that team?
Yeah, I think they got him too. Maybe not. Maybe it's a 1-year deal.
I gotta check. Tell me Carlos Hyde is. Please tell me he's a free agent. Yep, he's a free agent. Thank the Lord. Okay.
It still doesn't make any sense.
No, this is awful. Why are they doing this?
They're taking really low value positions in a rebuild here. Trent Baalke is bad.
Yes, I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know what he's doing, and it makes me upset. I hope Tyler Goodson gets drafted. He deserves to. Okay, Matt. Okay, here we go. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name, but you can if you want.
Oh, okay. So this pick was spoiled for me. Matt Willetsko, I believe is how you say it. I'm not certain about that.
I'm bad at pronouncing names. I have no idea.
Physical freak, huge. I don't know if he's ready to play tackle. He's definitely not ready to play tackle immediately.
Oh, no.
This guy on the move, like in space, is crazy to watch. Like his pulling plays are just like this guy he looks like a tight end, but he's big.
I have in my notes right here. Looks like a tight end in space, and I said decent tape, not great, but is a project who has a high ceiling.
Yeah, 6'8", 312, and just this guy on the move looks like Trent Williams. Like he's just scary. Like he is killing people, and he can run, and it's terrifying. You will put him in certain packages just to run a screenplay. Dang, he is fun. Fun to watch. Not maybe the best player, but fun to watch.
What do you think about this?
About the pick in general?
No, this.
No. He's doing really well.
He's been crushing it, man. Like I've been saying for a while that he's underrated, and I'm going to continue to say it.
And look, quite frankly, there's really not a lot of good teams in the NFL right now. When we're watching this draft, and we're seeing all these decisions that are just wildly out of the left field,
Packers Brad's pick is in. Browns, who are they picking? Take a quarterback. That'd be kind of cool.
Who's up?
Browns are up.
Okay.
Jerome Ford. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Another running back. They love taking running backs.
Great athlete.
Didn't
love his tape. He has vision issues, but it's very clear that he has the burst, power, speed that's necessary.
Not a high ceiling though. I'll say that. I don't think his ceiling is that high. I think he's a guy who splits carries. He could be like DeForest. What's his name? That they had that 1 year.
D'Ernest Johnson.
He's
still there, I think. He's very good. This guy is a guy that I think kind of fills your if he's injured Kareem Hunt role.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But pretty good value here. Like I think he probably could have gone earlier and
52 missed tackles. That's the most in Group 5. Interesting.
He was in a I believe a running back platoon, so he didn't get all the carries.
No, he didn't.
Made the most of it anyways.
The AAC champion MVP. He had 187 yards and 2 TDs in that game. Oh yeah, he did. He was at Alabama, wasn't he?
Yes.
Was he a 5-star?
I don't know.
Here, I'll check him out real quick. Jerome Ford.
He might be like the poor man's Zamir White in this draft if he was.
Jermaine Ford was a 4-star recruit. Okay. Number 370 in the nation.
Okay. So that pedigree does come up.
Yep.
Still just
Holy
a lot
crap. Dude, 247 already updated the fact that he went to the Browns. Holy crap.
That's really quick, yeah.
All right, Bucks pick is in. What do you need? A safety, please. There's a lot of decent safeties. Marquise Bell.
Linebacker maybe too.
Zion McCollum. Here
There
we
we
go. Finally, the guy goes. This is your guy, so I'll let you talk about him.
Yeah, rangy zone corner. Long, super athletic. This is the guy that is second to Tariq Woolen. I think he may have tested 100th percentile too at corner. Big outside corner, and if I don't even know that he needs that much developing. He just played in a smaller school, 6'2", 200 pounds, big corner. Maybe possibility you try to use him a little bit of safety because of that athleticism, but he's a guy who walls off corners really well. He's physical without being overly physical, which is always impressive to me in college. You know, he's a guy who's not too handsy. Probably could play some press with his arm length. Hasn't done it yet, but in terms of zone, he has a stop and start ability to cover ground, and his range in terms of his size helps with that.
Agreed.
And he ran the low 4.3s, so you know that also helps as well. This is a great pick for the Bucks.
I agree. Shouldn't be here. He should not be here. This
No.
should have been in my opinion. This should have been at worst round 4. And here we go. Another player who I really like, Tariq Smith, going to Seattle. Another great pick.
Yeah, you go ahead because.
What's up?
Go ahead and talk about him because I didn't really do a whole lot on Tyreek Smith.
Yeah, okay, for sure. So I do like Tyreek Smith a lot. Where is he on my board? He's my number. Where are you? Anyway, he's my number 95 on my board. Decent size, a little bit smaller, maybe 6'3", 260 on my board. Tested as a 71.4 percentile athlete. I think his tape is okay. I think this is probably about the range he can go. His 2021 wasn't really ideal, but he also didn't really play a ton, if I'm not mistaken. But had a good amount of pressures as well. I think he had about 45 pressures, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's a little bit lower. But I don't know. I think you're kind of taking the swing for the fence with him. I don't think his floor is particularly high. I don't think his ceiling is as high as I originally thought because he didn't test as well. But it does show up on the field pretty well. Better run defender, I would also say, than pass rusher. Yeah. But they need edge rushers, man. Seattle is a team with bad edge rushers. You drafted Boye Mafe in round 2, which was great, and now I think you got a good rotational guy in Tariq Smith.
Yeah, and he's a high floor in the run game, and I had a 5th, 4th round grade on him, so this is, in my opinion, a steal on my board. But...
yeah, I'd have went 3rd on him.
So, yeah, like this is value at this point then. Yeah.
Yep, I agree. Colts, Carson Strong.
Yeah, I mean, I would be a fan of it. They definitely do need to put more QBs in that building.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm sorry, Colts. Matt Ryan is not your answer.
Well, he's their answer now, but I don't.
Not for the future.
Not for the future. Yeah, he's probably there for 2 years at maximum. No.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Seahawks should pick Carson Strong. Well, they took someone else. Eric Johnson, Missouri State D tackle.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Let's see if I do. The answer is no. I do not. Is he on the consensus?
Look, let's see if Max. That's him. Max does not have him.
Okay, so we don't know who this guy is. 2 times second team in his division, so he was never even a one-time. Or not one time. He was never even a first team.
I will say.
I don't know anything about this guy.
This is a guy that I believe goes to the same school of that tight end last year that Minnesota drafted. He was an unreal athlete. there'll be a chance that Indy, who was also drafting tight ends last year, was scouting that kid and decided that this guy was good as well.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's kind of my main theory at this point, but I don't really know.
Fair enough. Who's up next? Chargers up next. Alrighty.
160.
Yep, 160. This might be the last pick we react to, maybe. Might be hopping off after this. Nick has to unfortunately do some stuff, and I am starving. I've ate nothing today, and I'm also really tired. I didn't go to bed till late because I was up all night talking to people about the draft. Chargers pick is in, and it is waiting for it. Both Etienne and Robinson are coming back from leg and foot injuries. That is true.
Right, I forgot Robinson got hurt, and this is true.
Yeah.
Still don't think Snoop Connor is the guy to take there.
No, he's not. Even if he was, there were better running backs.
Chargers draft, Johnson pick was fine to me. Woods was meh, and then Spiller, we don't like. So I'm not really loving this Chargers haul so far.
Zion was a good pick.
Zion was a good pick. I didn't love it. I thought it was a little high.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go. This is another guy that I think he's okay. Where is he on my board? Where is he? I have him at 159. So literally he went 160. So this is the exact range I would take him.
Yeah, I'm a little lower on him, but not too far in terms of this. Like I have him at 200. It's like whatever at this point. So they needed this position.
Not a good athlete. Not a good athlete. But I think he ran a 5.4. So not a great athlete.
Has some flashes, especially against the run.
Yes.
Which is what they need help with. So.
Yep. Alrighty. Yep. This next Saints pick might be the last pick. It's probably going to be, and then we're going to be ending the stream, saying our goodbyes. But real quick, I just want to say for everybody, thank you so much for watching. I know I've said it every night. We put in so much work into this. Nick is over here sick. Hopefully he's feeling better now. He sounds a lot better than he did yesterday. But
yeah, I'm feeling a little better. But.
Yeah, that's good to hear. But we're tired. We need sleep. We have not really been sleeping that much. We've been putting in a lot of work for all these prospects, and we can't thank you guys enough for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This Saints pick will most likely be the last pick we watch, and then we will most likely hop off. Whenever Max comes back, maybe we'll make a recap video. That's what we'll probably do, depending on what he thinks. It's most likely going to happen. And then after that, you will not see us for probably a few weeks because we need to. Yeah, we got to reorganize our life. I mean, Nick over here, he has to graduate. Yeah, he has to find a job and graduate. And then I'm over here. I got to – oh, man, I just got to just recap myself and just recap on the first year of my college. And I had a lot of fun doing it. But – this would be the last pick, and then we're going to hop off. So we appreciate all of you guys watching.
And we're really glad to have you too, Donny. You did so much work for this, and we know we kind of threw you into the fire a little bit early as soon as we had you on. We lost Tate, we lost PJ this year. We needed all hands on deck. And Donny responded greatly, and I hope he's learned a lot. I think he has. He is prepared to continue to do this stuff long term, and proud of him because he's done a great job.
I appreciate that. Yep. This is actually, I've done stuff like this in the past. I've been scouting for a while, but I've never really talked about it in front of a camera a ton or anything like that. Like most of the time, maybe when I first started TikTok, I do a little bit of that, but most of the time it was just myself because I just enjoyed doing it so much. But I had so much fun doing it this year, even though the draft class was a bit weaker. Hopefully, we can go into next year because next year's draft is so much better than this year's. It's so much better. It's gonna be a lot more fun. Hopefully Max is still around, obviously, and obviously we hope Nick is still around. Hopefully I'm still around as well, but we'll see what the future holds for us. But be ready for next year because next year's draft is a ton of fun. The Saints pick is now in. We'll see what the final pick is, and after that, we're gonna head out. Michael Thomas, I forget he still exists. He just hasn't played.
Saints haven't picked since their trade up. Not trade up, since the Alontae Taylor in the second round.
That was a pick and a half.
Yeah, that was a wild one. Oh, okay. Not a bad one to end on.
Okay, who is it? Let's see. Oh, yeah, they lost Marcus Williams. Trevor Siemian, what a guy. They lost both those safeties. Interesting.
Yeah, it was Malcolm Jenkins retired.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Are you going to show the pick? There we go. All right, DeMarco Jackson, another solid linebacker who I'd kind of like.
Had him at 148. Good run defender, a little undersized, good athlete though.
147 for me.
They were right around the same, and this is a value then for both of us. And like, look, if you're looking for a linebacker who can contribute at least against the run at this point in the draft, that's a great value for me and makes sense for them.
Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Year, by the way.
Yep.
So had a good year last year. Anyway, that's it. That's all we got. So we appreciate all of you guys watching. I'm gonna go to bed. I don't care that's 1:45. I gotta go to bed. Nick has to do some stuff. So everybody, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you soon with all of our recap videos. We don't know when we'll film them, but whenever Max gets back from Cincinnati, we'll talk about it. But anyway, we appreciate you guys watching. You guys have a great day.
You guys so much for watching.
Yes, sir. Hopefully your team drafted well. Everyone take it easy.
Hopefully you're not a Commanders fan.
Hopefully.